Welcome to Shadows of Dawn.
And welcome everybody to Shadows of Dawn. That's right. This is the Time of Troubles. Once again, we are here with the Time of Troubles. It located in the Saren Valley. This is episode 7. This is the property of a lady. So, catch everybody up. What was the latest news? Well, there's been several clippings of news since we kind of last left off with the tragedy in Velspar. Uh, Anybody keeping up on the news? Anybody think they can run some current events, or you just want me to give you a recap? See if there's any.
Oh, mercy. There's a lot of stuff going on, right? We got
There has been a
Noble
lot of stuff going
Kill.
on.
We got a white-faced dude with green hair and green eyes going around killing everybody. He might have been off on everybody else but him right now. Winston doing his best, trying to spread true rumors and stuff and keep the valley together, and everything's falling apart. It's going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, didn't we have another murder?
Yeah, that was the
Longleaf.
tragedy in Velspar.
Lady Longleaf. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and that is
we are-
that is the one that brought you here.
Right,
So
right.
I will go over that news clip here in just 1 second. There we go. Yeah, so some other things. We are now moving into December of 1020. 1029 KVY. I don't know why I listed that other one as 26. It should be 29. Just make that correction real quick while I'm here on the website. But yes, tensions are rising. The snow is finally beginning to fall. It has been a little late start this year. In response, Glissondale and Solomir had created a trade deal for the winter. Snowshore and Harbor was kind of miffed, so they are beginning talks with Velspar about a trade deal of their own. Strange alliance, actually, if you know your Velspar and Snowshore Harbor kind of history. However, Glissondale seems to be kind of ticking everybody off lately. The multiple crimes that have gone over in the last couple of months have been the investigations have gone slow. It seems like the PCs have done a little more legwork than the local authorities. Still no true arrests or no true answers in those cases. Unnamed sources have reported that this is all the possibility over the Silver Dragon become part of the Noble Circle, pointing fingers squarely back at Duke Gregor de Bastille. Just some of the news reports that have come out. So, it is December 15th, and the Fall Festival that happened, by all accounts, was the smallest one in years. Yellow Death was obviously keeping many in their homes in a way, despite Imdel's best efforts to hire healers and clerics for combating the sickness. Winter was finally here, and winter is finally here now in December, as it did take snow a while to fall, and it usually starts in September, but it delayed this year. The roads have basically become ghosts of what they used to be. It's been a while since the last tragic news rang out about Velspar, which was, let's see, that would have been late November when that happened. But your stomach turns when the town crier once again gains some midday attention. With extra, extra, read all about it. Lady Tarina Gale Longleaf murdered in her own home. As you read the article, it didn't have many details, only that she was found dead this morning in the Longleaf Manor house. As fortune would have it, Bran, you were somewhere near somebody with Eldor who could get you to Glissandel quickly, taking a teleportation circle, most likely, arriving in Glissandel. And Winston, of course, can cast the spell himself. You did receive a brief message from Bevier Argonis, who said he can hold the crime scene and allow you in once the Glissandel authorities have done. He'll make sure that nothing is truly disturbed. So most of the things will be as they were when you get there. The Longleafs have graciously agreed to this since Bran was such a welcome visitor, and since they do have a bastard son who is also an adventurer. Unfortunately, he is somewhere in Frostdale in a hole in the ground, as far as they know, and have not been able to reach or contact him in quite some time. So, with that, unless you have anything to do, I will assume you're going to make your way to the Longleaf Manor.
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
I'm done.
Okay, let's do it. I'm going to go to the Longleaf Manor. Go from a little city sound.
Wait. Can we stop off at the tavern first?
You need a nail?
I need a nail.
Alrighty, go ahead. You can get a nail.
Can we get one to go?
Yes, you can get one to go.
Yeah, there's no wet laws here.
Okay.
Alrighty. Bran, you have been here before. You are noticing the front of the Longleaf Manor. Before you is, wow, they have broken out the guards this time, as you spy at least 7 guards. And you guys see your friend Bevier Argonis talking to one of the ones up front.
Move up.
I haven't spoken to Bevier since I was here before, right?
It's been a while. Yeah, probably been a few months. Bevier's like, oh, hey. Well, hello. Yeah. So, he's like, Captain, these are the, well, this is members of my company, Fellhammer 5, and, actually, no, these are the Saren Defenders. Members of the Saren Defenders. And Winston.
+1.
Winston, I don't think we've had the pleasure of meeting, but you've come well spoken of.
Good day. Well met.
I'll vouch for the man's character.
Dernevir's done so. Dernevir, of course, being part of the Fellhammer 5 as well. Bevier is aware of Winston coming from an other school of magic somewhere else, and is well versed in magic and has been helpful. So, the lady, female elf, says, "Okay, well, on their honor, and Mr. Silverhill was a pleasant guest last time he was here. They may enter." So she kind of moves aside. Bevier says, "Good. There's a few other notes, guys, I need to take." So he's like, "I'll just do some listening to see, what you guys have, and perhaps we can compare notes afterwards, since he was involved with some of the Glissandel investigation." But Bevier's smart enough to realize that sometimes, you adventurer guys have a few more tricks than just the local investigators, which is one of the reasons he's often hired by Glissandel, just for that exact reason. So Bevier's like, "Follow me." Moving in, you can see that, Bran, last time you were here, the guards are significantly doubled, as there is definitely a lot more.
I feel like this has changed.
No, it's the same.
I thought this this came into like a different room. I guess I'm thinking of the wrong thing.
Maybe you're thinking of the wrong one.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's very different. They've done a lot of work here.
Eldor's never been here before, right? I don't
No,
recall,
I don't think Eldor's ever been to the Longleaf Manor.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to shy away from the nobles, but I thought maybe at one point I would have visited them with, Pella, but I don't. This doesn't look familiar at all. I don't think I've been here before, so this is all new. Just
Actually,
kinda-
I don't know if I've been here either.
Yeah, you stopped by the Longleaf Manor to chat about the explosion.
I thought that I met the.
You went to the O'Briens, but you talked to the Longleafs briefly.
Right, but didn't I just talk to their? Forget the name of his title, but he met me outside the Merchants Guild, didn't he?
No,
The not concierge, but what's it called? I can't remember the name of the guy's official title. But
you know what? I am just now realizing I didn't stick a staircase in here like I should have. Funny details, small details.
details. Yeah, we can just warp, right? Teleport.
Makes it. Yeah, I'll teleport you.
They got a little teleport page
All
places
right.
for it, right?
Yeah. Follow over here. Makes it easy to teleport. There should be a staircase over in the southeastern corner and southwestern corner. Minor details. Minor details. All right.
That's probably why it doesn't look familiar to you, Bran.
That's what it is. Yeah.
It's annoying. It's like,
No, I don't think I've been here.
you have. I just
remember that.
don't think we used the map, honestly.
Oh, maybe so.
All right, where you guys at?
You may have had a few too many ales. That's why you don't remember it.
That's that.
Dwarves never can always hold their ale. We never have a.
That's
Stay away from
probably
that.
more true than anything. All right, where are you
Stay
other
away
two?
from that acorn stuff, man. Stay away from that stuff.
All right, I got Winston.
I can hold 3 times as many as you, elf.
Where's Eldor and Bran? Where are y'all at?
I thought you said southeast.
No, I said,
So I don't know my
I said
directions?
follow Bevier. There's Eldor.
Yeah, I'm right. I'm right there.
Where'd I go? Oh, right there.
All right, okay, Bran.
Oh, I need to go upstairs, don't I?
Yeah, probably. I was trying to warp you, but gotta put in
Trying to
stairs.
find you.
Well, if you step out where the trees are, I can find you.
Ha. Hang on, I got you. Hang on 1 second here. How do I have to grab
Teleport.
myself?
Left shift, left click.
Sorry, I just have to touch myself a little bit.
Yeah.
Different than I'm used to.
Bran jumps in the room automatically.
Where am I? Oh, there I am.
Alrighty.
Cut line.
So Bevier basically approaches, as he does, Marquis and Tellum Longleaf and Marquise Aranil Maria Longleaf are within. Bevier says, Marquis, these
So
are
I
the
see you,
Saren,
but where's everybody else? I'm sorry, AJ.
just down the left hallway. Let's see, where were you? There you are. It's down this way. Oops. Where'd you go?
Where'd I go? Oh, see, I lost me.
You went up.
Oh, there we go. I see where we're going. All right, good, cool.
There you go. Get on the railing.
Where am I?
You're close.
I can teleport me there. I see where we're going. I got it. There we go.
The Marquis nods to the guards to allow you to pass. Of course, several of y'all teleported in.
Yeah, sorry.
Bevier says, thank you. He says, now with your permission, Marquis, I'll wait outside and take notes. and because I would like to compare our notes once they've conducted their investigation. All right. So the Marquis comes out to meet you guys. He's like, Mr. Silverhill, it's nice to see you again. But the others, well, I am Marquis Antellum Longleaf. I understand, Mr. Argonis says that you have an eye for things and may be able to help solve this atrocity.
We will certainly do our best, but we make no promises.
Good. Says I have a bastard son who's also an adventurer, and I know he's quite capable of a great many things, but I unfortunately do not get to see him very often. So,
Now, that's the life of an adventurer.
I will leave you to it to ask your questions and to look about. This was the room in which, let's see.
Can you tell me who found her body?
Yes. In fact, it was her sister, Lady Karina, he points kind of to the side, as you see, this guy moves out of the way. The blonde woman standing next to him, he's obviously being like a personal bodyguard. You can see that the Longleaf's sense of guarding is like super heightened right now. So yeah, she's like, yes, I went into her room and well, that's where I found them. It's like, her room is just across the way. And she kind of points to the north end. You can see outside there are a couple of guards standing outside of a door. And that is where she was found.
You said you found them.
Oh, yes.
So where she's...
Her body is right there.
Go ahead.
And they point to the body that is on kind of a cushion. They've kind of draped it in like white linen for now. Yes, they. Two guards were also slain.
So where she's laying now is not where she was, presumably not where she was murdered.
No. If you'd like to see the room, I'm sure they could, couldn't they, Father? Oh, yes, certainly. Mr.
Yes, I want to
Argonis.
see the room where she was found.
Mr. Argonis, he's like, yes, Marquis. So, take them to the room. Yes, Marquis. He's like, follow me, gentlemen. He's like, guards, at ease. These men have permission by the Marquis to enter the room. And they say, yes, investigator. One of them opens the door for you. They are there to make sure no one else has gone in while, or since only the investigators. Moving into the room, you can see a couple of chairs have been knocked over. Two guards lay dead on the floor. He points to the chair. Bevier says, her body was found in front of the chair over there, in front of the desk. Fortunately, the Glissendale militia wanted to look at it, and instead of leaving it on the ground, we just put it in the white linen, brought it over there. But you can examine her for wounds later. See what you think.
So we got 3 people with it in our party, right?
I'm sorry?
So we got 3 people in our party right now, right? So that's 1,
Yes.
2, 3. I'm going to cast Enhance Ability at 4th level to cover everybody.
Okay.
Intelligence.
Which one intelligence?
Intelligence, yeah, for investigation and stuff.
All right.
Is that...
If I was going to do I was gonna do that on myself for wisdom, I think.
All right, yeah, go into it.
So they don't stack, do they? If two
If
people
it's
cast them.
if it's different, because one is I think not Eagle's Splendor. It's not Owl's Wisdoms, but it's
Yeah,
Box's
it's different.
Cunning.
Yeah,
Box's Cunning.
you can cover us with as well. Yeah, just upcast.
Okay. I wasn't gonna do it until I investigated the body because I wanna get a good medicine check.
Lasts an hour, but yeah. Yeah, that would at least help them from perception as well. Yeah, that's a good call.
So we have intelligence right now.
Yeah, right now intelligence.
Or
Box's
investigation,
Cunning.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess then let's investigate the room.
Alrighty. Easily you can look about the room. With your eyes, you can see that 2 guards here are dead. Looking briefly at them, you can see that was probably a small bladed weapon, most likely a dagger. Though no dagger was found at the scene. The furniture is in disarray, probably showing that Lady Tarina Gale did not cooperate. Give me an insight check, please, on your first kind of just cursory
that's
observation.
wisdom.
Yeah, as we say, you might want to pop it. It lasts an hour, man.
Well, I got a 21, so
Yeah, 20, yeah.
18.
Alrighty. DC on this was a 14. As you kind of look, you see the guard closest to the door never drew his weapon, as he was probably surprised. The second one did, however, and probably put up a fight, lending to the chairs being knocked over nearby him.
So who's leading us around? Is there like captain of the guard, or who's leading us around?
Bevier. Although
So is
he's
he-
standing outside, just kind of letting you guys do this.
So does he work here? Is he like on the guard force here? Is he over the guards or what?
Bevier Argonis is a member of the Fellhammer Five.
Yeah, no, I want a captain of the house guard.
Oh,
Question.
no, he can get that for you, or you can question the interior later.
Okay.
But I mean, he may be able to answer an easy question because he's done some questioning.
Sure. Yeah. So from other investigations, we found out the person that was involved in that was the murderer came in dressed as one of the house guards. Any uniforms missing? Anything like that? Has anybody seen anybody exiting the building or coming in that they didn't recognize? Specifically, anybody green hair, green
No.
eyes, white face? Like
Oddly enough, in our questioning, no one saw anyone enter or leave via the main entrances. There were no new faces. Actually, House Longleaf has been on, how shall we say, a protective regime, at least for the last 3 or 4 weeks, ever since the incident in Velspar. They've actually heightened their guard presences and have actually been very locked down. Now, Bevier points to the large atrium. Obviously, it
Right.
does not
You can go
prevent
in.
somebody from coming in various other ways. But he says in this case, there was no mysterious person entering or leaving.
So, you said that we learned that they were dressed in house clothing. Did we learn that?
Yep.
Where did
So
they-
at least
where-
from the investigation that we did, yeah.
Yeah, last week or whenever it was, we realized that the
In Velspar.
guy with the green, Velspar, the guy with the green eyes was dressed. In,
In Velspar, but not here.
No, not here. They're
No,
talking
no,
about
no.
Velspar.
No, I said in the past
Okay.
we learned that.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. I heard that and I misunderstood you. Okay,
Yeah, no worries.
I got you. Yeah, I actually would love to know if. I was just thinking, like, if
Yeah.
it's a pattern of how he attacks, then that would be a great thing to
Yeah.
investigate.
And where was the lady's body, Tom?
In front of the desk.
In front of the desk. All right. Did we investigate the room? And
No, you
I
did.
didn't-
That
I
was
didn't
that was
roll
just
for
a
it.
cursory as you're looking around and seeing the bodies. Now, if you'd like to do an investigation, please give me an investigation
I
check.
would very much like to do an investigation check.
So would
I
I.
want to check the windows. Maybe I roll with advantage for investigation.
Oh God! Wow.
I got a 24 investigating over here.
Ooh, really good.
I know that I'm in a room.
It does
It
have
looks like a
4
room.
corners.
It has 4 walls. Definitely a room.
18. So, and I was looking at what's on the desk.
All right. So, several things pop. Looking around the room, the rest of the room itself seems very uninterrupted. All the action was kind of here on the eastern side of the room. One guard obviously never drew his weapon. Your insight tells you he was probably surprised. Blood on the second guard indicates he put up a fight. You can kind of see some scuff marks on the ground, the way he's been cut in a couple of different places, but also succumbed to a small bladed weapon. Lady Tarina Gale Longleaf by the desk also seemed to put up some resistance as the chair is kind of bucked back against the wall. Some of the papers on the desk are in disarray, but you kind of notice, especially Eldor, who's specifically focused on the desk, and Winston, being a scribe. There is a notepad with an ink pen laying across it instead of being in the inkwell. The top piece of paper seems to have been ripped off.
Anybody got any charcoal?
Bevier's like,
No.
hang on, I might have some here. And he kind of ruffles. He's like, light piece of chalk?
Yep, perfect. Let's see what was written on this thing.
Alrighty. So,
Oh yeah, good thinking.
you rub it across and you find the pressure that below the swatched piece of paper says the following. Let's see. Message from notepad. Oh, no. Not in the world news. Let's put it in property of a lady. Here we go. Message from notepad. Your secret is safe now.
That's all it says.
That's all it says.
Ask anybody that recognizes her handwriting. Was this written by the lady or can you tell?
He does not. Bevier doesn't know. There are some notes and writings nearby. Give me a calligraphy check if you have the skill of calligraphy. If not, you can make a, let's see, I believe calligraphy. You can give me a basic intelligence check.
All right.
Just him.
Anyone. All of you are looking at it. You're trying to compare handwriting. If you have-
23.
10.
23. It's obvious to you it is not her handwriting.
Okay. How did
In-
we
on-
posted the thing? Is
The
it
other
property of the
notes,
lady?
right?
What's that?
Where did you post what the tablet said? Was it property of a lady?
Property of a lady.
I'm not seeing it.
Me either.
There we go. You should know.
There, beautiful. All right, cool.
So is that to say that we think the other notes are in her handwriting?
Yes, all the other
Or-
papers seem to be. You're comparing what was written on that to writings that are on that desk.
So
What
why in
what
the
I
hell
mean
would
is,
somebody that
which
killed
do we
her-
think is her handwriting? The
Probably the writings on the
notepad or
desk,
notes-
not the impression. The impression from the notepad is different than the writing on the desk.
So why in the hell would the guy take time to write a note and then rip it off and take it with him? I'm not following that at all yet. But something to think
Well,
about.
who says he ripped it off?
True. Yeah. Fair point.
I
but-
mean, there's
why
been
would he
several
write
people in here who could have found that before us
yeah.
and didn't want
Um.
to let that get out.
All right. So somebody said they're going to do a medicine check, right? So somebody decent with medicine. Let's see how this guy was killed. Probably. I'm betting probably a dagger.
Well, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Let's go ahead. I'm going to do the same thing.
Okay.
I'm going to give us all a wisdom enhance ability.
Alrighty.
Thank you, sir.
Feeding your presence makes me wiser.
Yeah, I'll do a medicine check, I guess, on the two bodies.
Okay.
You want me to do one check or two
Two checks. Which one first?
First one is a 16.
No, which body?
Oh, which one do we know You said we know the equal amounts about both bodies, just from passive investigation.
Well, one of them appeared surprised, the other one did not.
All right. And the one that was surprised is closest to the wall.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with the first check on the guy in the middle of the room.
Okay.
So 16 on the guy in the middle of the room.
Yes, he suffers from, it looks to be about 4 dagger wounds. Each one is quite functional for, a typical knife combat fight. One of them, however, is severe.
I mean,
I'll
the
ask
assassin
Brad.
got first hit on him.
It's hard to tell which one came first, but from your kind of being around, well, from like Bran being around rogues before, he knows they can sneak attack and do things to get that. One of them looks like a definitely more severe wound, while the other 3 seem to be combative wounds you would see in a normal knife fight.
I'll ask
And that
Brand,
was-
can he detect if there's any poison?
He would have to do some kind of either detect poison or proficiency with like herbalism kit.
And that check was on the guard in the middle of the room. Was that the one you just looked at?
Yeah,
One
that
with
was the middle of the
yeah.
room.
Fight? All right.
I don't know if I have detect poison. I do.
So how would he dispatch 2 of them? So I'm curious about the one against the wall too. I bet that was the first guy he hit. Maybe even either an invisibility and got a sneak attack on that. But how would he have gotten a sneak attack on the second guy?
All right. Well,
Depending on how. Oh, go ahead,
Go ahead.
Brendan.
I was just
I
gonna
was
say
gonna say-
I was gonna check the next guy. That's all.
More
Okay,
than
go ahead.
one, maybe.
But go ahead. What were you saying, Eldor?
I was wondering, is there any other entrance to this room besides the door? Are there any secret passageways or connections to other rooms?
You did not see any, in your investigation of the room, you did not find any secret doors. The windows have lattice on them, and they are not broken.
Okay.
I
He definitely
just
came into
realized
the
I didn't-
garden room.
I didn't roll my medicine at advantage. Does an 18 over a 16 give me anything else?
No.
Okay. All right. I will go ahead and roll advantage on the second guy. There we go. 26 on the guy by the wall.
Yeah,
Nice.
so he has basically his throat slit. It is severe. 1 wound, crazy severe. That obviously finished this guy. There are no other wounds on the body.
Can I tell that the severe wounds that they're given are they wounds that would only be performed by somebody with special training? Like-
Not necessarily.
Like if you stab somebody from behind and you get them in the lung, they can't scream. Not many people know how to do that.
I mean,
Is that
yeah,
kind
I
of a
mean, he
wound?
slit his throat. He didn't scream. That first guy probably
No.
didn't scream.
I'm just trying to see if there's like you said, if it's a rogue with special training that might have known how to.
Well, rogues. I mean,
Smash
in
these
your
guys.
time serving with Thomas, you know that Thomas had several vital organs on a person where he could inflict pain and severe damage. So, rogues have these, special pressure points that they know about to create these sneaky attacks. They can cause extreme damage, and they're various. So, I mean, by special training, if that is what you mean by special training, then yes, it could be done by somebody with special training.
I see.
Yeah, because not all rogues are the same, right? You got
So is there a guard or any other family member in here with us?
no. Bibier's
Okay.
that the room has basically been isolated and untouched. The people weren't. I mean, obviously the Glissondale investigation happened, but there were only a couple people in the room kind of doing the same thing you were.
Okay.
He's tried to
Okay.
keep the crime scene as sterile as possible. Unfortunately, you guys
Right.
get sloppy seconds.
Yeah, right. So,
So this-
the investigation checks we did, did that cover the entire room, or can we
Yes.
still divide and
That was
conquer?
the,
All right, so
you
covered
did cover the entire room.
it. Right, so the chair,
That's
the
what I was
bed,
just about to
all the
ask.
There
covered
was
The
the
not
only thing
much
we
else in the room. Like I said, the western side of this room is basically untouched. Everything happened on the eastern side, towards the middle.
All right. So I want to go outside and
And-
kind of look on the
and did-
docking out here. Yeah, go ahead.
Did we say we figured out where Lady Karina died, or Lady Tarina died?
Yeah, in front of the
Got a blood
desk.
spot by the chair.
She was
Yeah.
probably at
That's
her
right.
desk.
At her desk. And there's no blood or anything around there, or
Yeah, it's under the
There's
chair.
a blood spur by
Okay.
the chair. You see it?
Come on, I put all the detail in there.
Yeah, it's right here. You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool,
Oh,
man.
we
Pretty
know-
cool.
hell,
DM thinks everything, man.
it blends into the floor when you're zoomed out.
Um,
Okay, so if you guys want to go back in there, I'll do a detect poison, but it only lasts 10 minutes, so I want to make sure we do it in here.
You'll lose
And maybe-
your if it's concentration, you'll also lose your
Oh yeah,
Enhanceability.
enhanceability is
Yeah,
concentration.
enhanced.
Okay,
Uh,
let me go over and do. I guess I can go do investigate her body.
yeah.
And then
We can.
we can-
Beverly's like, yep, we can do the body
Once
while you
we're-
have your
Once we're
enhanceability
done
going.
with that, yeah. Once we're done with that, we can come back and try for poison.
I'm gonna do an investigation out here on the door and this ledge out here, AJ.
Okay, go for it.
Give me a good roll. Crap, no, I didn't see shit that time. I want to inspire that.
Okay.
Yeah, can I check the door to see if possibly a lock was picked or there was some,
That's kind of what I'm thinking about too. Now, AJ, with
Yeah.
the reroll with inspiration, do I do it with advantage or just straight up?
No, it's straight up. You only roll 1d20.
That's even worse. I didn't get anything out here.
It's a hallway.
Yeah, it's open air hallway, man. That's all I know.
okay. On the door, I got a 19.
Does not. You can't tell if it was locked or not, and you're unaware whether it was locked or not. But obviously, if her sister found them, she walked in, so it wasn't locked
Yeah.
at the time.
But the lock doesn't look damaged or
No,
there's
not-
no.
To you, it doesn't look like the lock has been damaged. But then again, a really good lockpick won't damage the lock.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just asking the questions.
Yeah. No.
Okay. And the sister's still in the room over here, correct?
Yes, Karina.
I asked her, what time did you find the body?
Oh, it was. Well, she was late for breakfast, so it would have been about 9:30.
And are you certain she was killed the evening before? When's the last time you saw her?
No, it had to have been early this morning. Yeah, she does like to get up early, and she's in basically her house clothes. So, I mean, she's not like formally dressed to come out per se. So she must have been awake, and probably
why
at her desk.
why would guards be in her room if she's in her house clothes and stuff?
Oh, guards are with us all the time, ever since the
Are they?
tragedy in Velspar.
That makes sense. All right, cool.
But you're sure it couldn't have been yesterday? Was somebody with her?
Well, I mean, I saw her yesterday evening before she went to bed.
At what
Well,
time?
how often do the guards rotate their shift? Yeah. When were
Yeah.
those guards who had
Those-
had
no.
come on shift?
Those guards would have stayed with her all evening.
You found her at 9:30 a.m. in the morning, is what we're saying, right?
Yes.
So they would have stayed with her through the night.
Yes.
So that didn't help narrow it down either. Okay, all right.
What about the guards at the door? Are those
Oh,
the
those
same
are
guards?
no,
that were
those are
there?
new. Those have been posted since the slaying.
But I mean, would they have been the same guards that were with her in the room?
No, the ones that are with her in the room are dead.
Sorry. sorry, not the same ones, but in other words, the guards who were with her all
Yes.
night were the same guards that are there right now.
Yes.
The same guards that were there when she was presumably when she was murdered.
Yes.
So we could question them and see what they saw and see if they heard anything or anything, because if they didn't hear anybody come in, if they were posted there last night after she was seen alive, this is where I'm going with this, and the two guards and she were never seen since then to me, somebody came in another way to that room. Was there I can't remember, was there a window in there?
Okay. There's no guards outside the room last night.
Oh, those are new this morning. Okay.
Yes, to keep the room from being disturbed.
Right, okay. Oh, sorry. I was going somewhere in my head.
Apparently.
Hmm. Well, I was like, if they saw somebody, they would have obviously seen somebody go through the
No.
door. So
They-
if
they
nobody
were-
went through the door, then
They were placed
They
here
came in
when
through
we
a window.
reported the incident so that no one touched the room.
got it. Okay. Never mind. False alarm, everyone. False alarm. Forget it. That's the ale talking.
Nah.
What was her typical routine in the morning?
Well, she would, get up, get dressed, come to breakfast. That was basically it. I mean, she may be working on her dealings. That's a lot of her notes. But, she had letters to write or, things to look over.
Who
So
did she write letters to?
Oh, it could be anybody.
I
Right,
guess
Father?
her letters too. Yeah, it's probably not a bad
And
idea.
the Marquis says, well, yes, technically. You see, the Longleaf family deals with art. And my daughter, Tarina, was one of the primary talent scouts of the Longleaf family for art dealings. She would find new talent and bring it to the museums.
So Marquis Longleaf, I'm going to get a little personal here, but can I assume that you are probably on the side of being for the election in the noble circle that was going to come up, that's been pushed back?
As of late, the Longleaf family has not exactly taken a position on that matter. We have not really revealed one way or the other.
Oh,
We
that's-
know the majority of the Glissendales, with the exception of the Tremblewin family, are against, as, well, you're an adventurer. Dragons, oh, from some of what I've heard from my son's forays below ground, there's all sorts of various creatures and monsters twisting and conniving to work their ways through various organizations. How does that sound? Just the sound of it. Dragon on the
So,
noble
but-
circle. But that should give anybody pause, right?
Agreed. But by not making your stance known, it can be assumed that you would have been a yes, and therefore, a liability to somebody that didn't want the vote to go for a yes.
Well, our stance has not actually been officially known, and
Yeah,
to be very frank with you, I have actually not made up my personal mind.
Yeah, that still would make you a target. Yeah, all right. But they didn't. But they went after her, not you. So you would still vote on the council, right?
Yes.
Does your wife also have a vote?
No, I'm the head of the household.
Right. So why would they? All right. No, scratch that then.
Yeah,
if
I'm
whoever
still
was
not
doing
seeing-
it, whoever killed her was trying to do it to get to me, they have not made their request of what they would want from me known.
So Marquis, why weren't you in the bedroom at this time?
I was in my bedroom.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's his daughter. He doesn't sleep with his daughter.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking it was I was totally confused. All right, never mind. Yeah, that makes me scratch my head even more. Why would I go after your daughter? So is your daughter active in the circle of nobles as well?
No, As I said, her primary dealings for the house was
Art.
talent scout for art.
Has she traveled anywhere of recent?
Yeah.
Recently?
Yes, actually. Not too long ago to Fellhammer.
Has she brought back any art recently?
Unfortunately, no. Not that I am been made aware of. Darling. Yes, darling. As they're asking about the art. Did Terena bring any new dealings that you're aware of? None that I'm aware of. Last I heard, she was working on something in Fellhammer. A talented painter, perhaps. Who knows? Sculptor? Could have been anything.
Yeah,
You know,
another one of those
she
record
keeps
notes.
these things very close to the vest until it's actually, time to be revealed.
So would you mind if
nobody
we
here
go through her-
knows what knows exactly why she was in Fellhammer? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, they know why she might have been in Fellhammer. It's the only reason she would travel like she does, is for a talent. It says you may inquire with some of the art community, perhaps some of those near the museum, as
What?
And
those are the circles that she would be talking to find her leads.
and you said a few weeks ago. Was that before or after the fall festival? And what can you place it within like?
Her
time
recent
frame
visit
of-
was during the fall festival. I mean, it made it very simple
It
to
was
travel
during
to
the fall
Fellhammer. Oh yes, we do not like to travel during winter, of course.
Okay, that's good. Go ahead, Winston.
So AJ, when we did the investigation of her room, did that include the notes and stuff on her desk? Did we go through like what she was writing, what she might have been tracking?
Yes, your investigation went through those.
Okay.
And they do seem to coincide with some notes about art dealings, but there was nothing that seemed very pointed, like
Nothing
pointing in a very
aha moment,
specific
no aha
direction.
moment? All right.
No, there was no kind of ahas. You can see that it's like, this will be showing at the Glissondale Museum of Natural History, some bookings, some things like that, some funds that need to be moved, art deal here, the art deal there. And you can confer with Bevier, and Bevier says, yeah, I looked at the books as well, and there was nothing that stood out. He says, now the mention of perhaps speaking into, maybe gathering some information with the art community, says that's probably a good lead, because until something's official, it probably wouldn't have been written down.
Makes sense. All right. Yeah. So you're gonna check the body, right? I'm curious if she died before.
Yeah.
Well,
With I'll address the Marquis with your permission, solemn permission. I will
He nods.
investigate her body.
He nods.
He nods.
Yes.
I heard denied. Oh, okay.
And you,
I heard
and you
denied
hear-
too. I was like,
you hear-
what?
Karina's turn.
You
She's
know
like,
over here. Yeah.
oh, I can't bear to look again. She turns away. You can kind of unfold the linen and give me your medicine check.
24. Thank God for advantage.
Nice.
'Cause the other one was a nat one.
Simultaneously, you can give me an investigation check.
Ooh, I can do that with advantage too.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, Marky.
That is an 11.
Eh.
Yay me.
Marquis, this is why we call him the doctor. He's like, I can
Right.
see.
Yes. I'm very, very wise, not very smart.
All right, looking at the body in and of itself. Only one of the dagger wounds is what you would call fatal. There are 4 wounds on her, to be exact. 3 are very superficial, meaning barely did any damage at all. And 1, though, is like, it's one of those kablowy ones. It's like, whoa, all right. The other thing you noticed is the cavity in her chest. suggests her heart was removed.
What the hell?
Yes,
Wow.
but Dr. Brand's medicine can tell the heart was removed post-mortem, perhaps 30 minutes to an hour later. You also note, Bran, marks on her throat show that she was held by the neck, but probably not choked, as in choked to death. I'll put these notes.
Are you putting those in the?
Yeah. So it's like so she was like grappled.
Dr. Brand, were you with us in Velspar? You weren't, right?
There's been a lot going on lately.
Yeah. So
Velspar, we investigated
Duster
the
ended
death
like
of the other noble.
Does it look like she's been eaten
the
from the
wife of
inside
the
out?
noble, right?
So was the heart removed surgically, or does it look like it's been like eaten from the inside out?
No, this one was surgically removed.
All right.
And how skillful? Asking Brand, how skillful does it look? Is that
Pretty
is it
skillful.
Something of
Pretty skillful.
okay.
Like something a doctor such as myself would have performed, or could it have been?
I don't
done
know.
by a player
Would you have cut out somebody's heart post-mortem?
No, but if I did, would it look this clean?
Well, here's a better question.
Is that how I would do it, right?
Here's a better question for you. Being a cleric, do you even have a bladed weapon?
Yeah, I think I have a dagger around here in my bag somewhere. Hang on.
Dagger, man.
Give me that bag of holding.
There's reasons I
You gotta
asked
eat
this.
something, man. You gotta be able to cut your food. What the hell?
Alrighty, so
Right, you got to have a little.
but
little
no,
knife.
in fact, I mean, as you're looking at it, it was very neatly removed.
Why the hell would they remove the heart?
So yeah, I think I was there in Velspar. So we had the noble wife there was killed, and then her heart was eaten.
Yes,
Yeah,
by
by
the
rock grub.
Something was eaten.
by the rot
Yeah,
grub.
by rock.
Well, it wasn't
By
her
the rot
heart; it was
grub.
her
Was it-
innards. Her innards were eaten.
Right,
by
it
the
was
rot
just her
grub.
innards in general.
Yeah.
So I mean, if we didn't already suspect this one person is doing all of this because of other things, you might say that these crimes are so different that if there were nothing else tying it, they would look like two completely separate crimes. Is kind of what I'm gathering. Like two completely different styles of murder, suggesting it would have been two different people, two different murderers.
I'm gonna go a step further and say there are probably two people involved in this one. I mean, look at how the guards were slain. Somebody could have been invisible and killed the first one. Then he becomes visible. How'd he get a sneak attack on the second guard?
Give me an insight check.
Were they both surprised?
Well, one has. I can do it with advantage, right? Because my wisdom sucks. I'm the smart guy. I
Insight.
got a 15. I got a 15.
Yeah,
Okay.
All of us?
yeah. You're talking out loud.
20. 20.
You're asking the question: how could they get a sneak attack? How could one person get a sneak attack on somebody else? Well,
22.
so
Yeah.
so Eldor and Bran and even Winston, you're all like, if they're a master of the dagger, they could vex them.
Okay.
Or if they're a master of a weapon that could vex, like a short sword
and then get
or something.
advantage.
Yeah, they could use something to get an advantage, like a vex,
Okay. All right.
like a short sword, hand axe, could possibly grant a vex. Says there's also another, steady aiming is also a technique rogues can use. It's possible,
Yeah, I think I had time to do that,
risky,
though.
but possible.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask the Marquis, what was your relationship with the Warren family?
No, Warren. You mean the Baron? Warwick?
Yeah.
Warwick family.
Yeah. No, the Warren.
Oh,
the
De Warren family.
The Warren, yeah.
The Velspar noble.
Yes.
No direct relationship, I would say. However, I know that my son kind of held him in a certain regard as being an adventuring noble. In a way, I would say he looked up to him. And if I'm not mistaken, he has chosen the same faith as the Dwaran noble.
Okay.
The worship of
Would,
Bahamut.
would your daughter have had any, um, dealings or commonality in art with the Dwaran family?
To my knowledge, the Dwarans are not artists.
Just checking.
But it does not mean that she did not find a connection.
And wasn't the Baron, but how about the Baron that was killed in Glissondale in the explosion?
Baron Daniel Warwick. Yes, that was
Yes.
a tragedy. Well, he was quite the popular Baron. I
Yes.
know he was very popular in Emdel. People loved him. He's, as far as a personal relationship, we were friends. We've spoken many times at circle meetings. We do now more than then have more commonalities, again, due to my son, who has become an adventurer. Me and Baron was very live and let live kind of a person. My family's history comes from elvish longings, much like yourself, Master Elf. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back.
The DM always likes to drop out and keep us on our toes.
Drop out, keep you on your toes. At least this time I actually noticed when it happened. It's like, hey, dropping. All right, so where did I leave off? What was the last thing you heard?
Oh, gosh.
About elvish longing?
Ah, yes. The elfish lineage, much like yourself,
Lineage.
Master Elf. So, proper and courtly is kind of a longleaf mainstay. Ergo, some of the whims are not traditional for our family. It's not that we are against new things. My daughters constantly remind me of this, as the world is changing, and I see it. But we do still stem very traditional here. So my passings with Baron Daniel have had their, how should we say, we have had our disagreements, but we have also had our agreements. It's been probably a very 50-50 relationship.
Mhm.
So we check the body, the heart. An obvious question to the Marquis. Anybody that you're at odds with, or that your daughter might have been odds with?
No, that's quite the mystery. I mean, sure, there are some artisans and talents you may find that are not quite up to snuff, and it may hurt their feelings, but usually
Sure.
her suggestion is to practice. Continue to hone your skill, work your way up in the artisans guilds until you are ready. She's very encouraging, as is the Longleaf tradition. We like to foster talents, not put them aside and asunder and dismiss them. Every artist has room to grow. I've seen artists not come of talent until they were 50 years. I've seen artists as young as 15, show the same kind of talent. Each artist
Very,
can make it there. It's just in their own time.
very enlightened view. So you say her sister found it, and her sister's here with us, right?
Yes.
Did you by chance remove anything from the notepad in her room?
No. Everything in her room was untouched. And Bevier's like, I can confirm that. There was nothing except for the body, which was brought here directly and has been here under guard ever since.
Why in the hell did you take the damn notepad? And
So,
we're the only
what-
ones that have been in the room since then, right? Other than the guards, right?
Other than the investigation. The
Okay,
guards
cool.
have not even gone in the room.
All right, fair enough.
So okay. So hold on. So, what's the list? What is the or who is on the list of people who have been in that room since she was discovered?
Bevier,
Lady Karina.
Lady Karina, Bevier Argonis, and 2 investigators from the Glissondale militia that worked for the sheriffs. One being the sheriff.
And you guys were all in there at the same time?
Yes. Bevier's like, oh yes.
So
He's
nobody
like, I trust
anything from
them.
the notepad.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the only thing that was removed, like I said, was her body, Tarina's body, brought in here, not to be left on the floor.
Marquis, I realize that you have quite the good reason for the enhanced guards in the room with us, but I wonder if you might ask them to wait just outside.
If there's anything you have to ask me, you can do it in the presence of my guard.
Okay.
All the guards are like giving you the side eye. Like, you really think we're leaving you alone with this guy right now?
Well, I'll get up close and try to talk softly.
I'm going to look around and cast a telepathic bomb between us and the Marquis.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't think any of us could do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, and would this freak the Marquis out if I speak to him this way?
I don't know. What are you going to say?
You're going to find out.
I guess we're gonna find out. So I'll walk up to the Marquis. And Winston, can you include Lady Karina in that? Do you have enough?
I do. Yeah, I can.
I would ask that you would include Lady Karina.
If I got to recast it, AJ, let me know. I can cast it.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll walk up to the Marquis, and get within the distance that you would have a very private conversation, and then talk to him through the telepathic link.
Okay.
Marquis, I do not mean to alarm you, but we found something in the room that requires the utmost discretion.
Really? He's like, wait, I can hear you in my head. Oh, this is adventurer magic. So if I just think this, you can hear me.
Indeed. I meant no offense at excusing your guards.
Oh.
But what we found in the room from a charcoal etching on the notepad, and I will relay the message. It says, your secret is safe now.
Secret? What secret?
But the page that it was written on was ripped off. We only know this because we were able to deduce with the charcoal etching what was written on it.
That's strange.
Do you know what this could mean?
Longleaf family does not have a lot of hidden secrets. I'm at a loss. I wish I could tell you.
Did the paper have like the Longleaf letterhead or stamp or something like that?
No, it was just a notepad, a common notepad.
Okay.
Karina's like,
Eldor.
She didn't have any secrets, at least none that I know of. Wow, this is cool. This is what it's like to be an adventurer. I can just think it. You kind of see her face just is lit all up. I mean, the only secret I could think of that she would have is perhaps a new artist.
Well, we noticed that and forgive me, I didn't discover this, so I don't mean to take someone's thunder here, but the handwriting suggests that it wasn't written by Lady Karina, or Lady Tarina, that it was written by someone else. But if nobody else was in the room other than the guards, and the murderer, presumably, it would be really odd for the murderer to write that note and then steal the note, take the note away, unless Eldor had a really good idea, unless it had letterhead on it, and he was going to make it look like she wrote it.
Right, that's what I was thinking. And so I'm going to say this as delicately as possible. You have seen the body and noticed that there is a chest wound, of course.
A what wound?
A chest. You know, her heart has been ripped out.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
trying to say it as
Yes.
okay. So
It's
there,
it's just a chest wound.
yes.
Yeah, right.
Uh, so I asked Brand, how long would it take to do something like this as skillfully and cleanly as it has been done?
By Brand's estimate, probably 20, 30 minutes.
Okay. And so this person, whether it was one, two, or how many
But it would bound to be. It's not how should we say an easy task. Meaning, they really got to get in there and
Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to think. So not only did the assailant overpower two guards and then kill the lady, write a note, take her heart. How often are the guards changed out? I mean, when was this person obviously didn't fear somebody coming into the room?
we have
Why?
4 parapet guards that patrol the upper level. They would have been on rotation. Heck,
How about
they
your
would have walked
personal
past
guard?
her rooms every. They would have walked past her room every 4 or 5 minutes. Now,
And-
if
but
if
do they
they're
do they-
barring any yelling or screaming, then they would have had no reason to go inside.
do they knock to confirm everything's okay?
No, not when we're asleep.
And
Hmm.
would somebody have sent notice that up to her room that breakfast was now being served or available?
No, she would have known to come down. Yes, that's why I went to find her. Is she did not come down.
Okay.
Hmm.
You see,
Things
Longleaf
make
family is
go-
very traditional. We run on very operational times here. Everything is scheduled. You can see where Karina's like, oh God, yes it is.
For better or worse, yes, it is.
Was he a former military person, or maybe his father was military?
Elven nature. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
kind of from the lineage. Even
How,
even though they're mostly half elves at this point, they really hold on to that elven side.
Can I assume that the walls are fairly well insulated, or does sound travel between rooms?
I mean,
Like, if you're
Marquis
talking at a
Antellum
normal
is
level.
the Marquis is a full-on elf. He is 174.
Okay.
His wife is human, so their children are all basically half elves or humans. But the Marquis, he is an elf. He's a full-on elf, like you, Eldor.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does sound travel between rooms? If you're talking at a normal volume, can someone hear you in the next room over?
Not exactly. The walls, these houses, these noble houses are pretty darn sturdy. So, I mean, if there were screams, you may hear a muffle or something, but it could be anything.
I'm in speaking through the telepathic link. I want to ask you guys: is it possible that she wrote that note to her attacker because she didn't want to be overheard speaking about the secret, whatever the secret was?
Well, it wasn't in her handwriting.
It wasn't in
That's
her
right. It
handwriting.
wasn't in her handwriting. Gosh.
I think we got a pretty good clue to try and check with the art district folk, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably where we're going to go next. But
Yeah, but this note is really vexing me because
Yeah,
it just
yeah, I'm with
doesn't
you.
make any sense why the murderer would write it. It makes a lot more sense that somebody else wrote it, which means there was someone else in that room
yeah,
Yeah. So
at some point, either right before she went to bed or.
And so I'm going to ask one more question to the Marquis. It looks like as if your guards were surprised and thinking that the assailant may have been invisible or may have been able to disguise themselves. If they had disguised themselves as another guard or another house member, would it have been normal for a person to come in to the room?
No.
Okay.
Well, and I was going to ask a similar question. Is it possible anyone saw? Was there anybody up here who would have seen someone enter that room before Lady Torino went to bed last night?
Yes, the parapet guards are basically here 24/7. They'll rotate. Well, they'll rotate, but there's always 4 that walk the parapet.
Have they already been questioned about seeing?
Yeah, none of
people, or
them.
can we
None
go
of them
question
saw
them?
anything. They have our utmost
None
loyalty.
of them. Okay. And so, can we assume that means nothing out of the ordinary, nobody out of the ordinary was seen throughout the entire house
Yes.
last night?
Yes. As far as we know, we have questioned everyone within the house. In fact, no one has even left the house, with the exception of the 7 guards that we have posted out front, and they have been there all day.
Hey, Brand, do you have Speak with Dead?
Yeah.
Well,
That'd
let's
be a good
ask
thing
the
for a
guard.
cop on her. Yeah.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
We did that in Velspar. It worked out well. So I guess we'll
Yeah.
try that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So,
I've been so
first
focused
of all,
on
let's-
this other thing.
yeah, I forgot about that. So ask the Marquis first. Does he mind if we cast that? I say telepathic with you. Let's not overstep ourselves.
He
Yeah,
does not see a problem with it. He does not understand fully how it works.
Yeah, that's cool. All right.
Yeah.
It might be a little unnerving. So if some of y'all want to step out of the room, it
No,
might be a little unnerving
no.
to see
If
this.
there's something that she has to say, I may not want to see it, but I want to hear her words at least one more time. He's like- and the
before-
wife's like, "No, I can't do it. I'm out of here." And he's like, "I will listen."
Before we do that, I'll drop the enhanceability and detect poison and disease in this room.
Okay.
Let's see if was, and I think there's a 30-foot range, so I'll make sure I'm within 30 feet of Lady Torino's body
Okay.
when I do it.
You detect disease on this guard over here, who lets out a little. But no poison.
What do I know? Do I know what disease it is?
Yellow death.
Or
Um,
just
Yellow Death, probably.
oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
oh
Probably
God.
probably early
I'm not a
stages.
doctor. I got that one. What the hell?
It's probably
Yeah.
early stages.
Yeah. By the way, sir, you
All
want to
right.
get that looked at?
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh crap! I thought it was just a cough." No. He's like, "Go, get out! Go! Don't infect the rest of us." He's like, "Sorry, sir."
I will cast.
well, I just saved all your
restoration on him.
lives.
Yeah. You owe us now.
Oh, you cast lesser.
I'll-
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cast lesser restoration on him. He's like, "Oh, the cough's gone." He's like, "Oh, thank you." Oh. He's like,
Oh, lesser restoration. Don't get rid of that.
"Move it back one step."
It takes it down a slide.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see what you
That
mean.
doesn't cure it, but it.
He can catch it again. It just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't give him immunity.
Yeah.
But if he's at stage 1, it takes him to 0.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool. All right. Real quick, I wanted to run while this detect poison is up for 10 minutes. I don't think I need to move my mini if it's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you think I need to. I'll just run over in the other room and see if any poison is detected
No
on the 2
poison.
guards.
No poison.
Okay. So we don't think it's poison. All right. So I'm ready for Speak with Dead.
All right.
You guys ready?
Ready.
Oh, do you know what you're going to ask first of all?
Well, I am typically of the opinion that we all get a question. I'm the only one that can technically talk to her, but
There's what, 5 questions?
there's 5 questions.
Yeah.
But there's 3 of us now, so we come up with a couple of them together. But if you have a specific one you want to know, please let me know, and I'll certainly ask her.
Obviously, what happened, right?
Yeah,
I guess we'll
mean,
go off the first one, yeah, to see where it goes.
What-
I always like to know if they recognize the attacker, things like that.
Can she describe the assailants?
Yeah, I mean, it might be easier if we just say, "Can you describe
The attackers?
the moments leading up to your death?"
Okay.
And then, if she doesn't already reveal that she knows the person, then we can follow up and say, "Did you recognize the murderer?" Things like that.
Okay.
So, I think we
Sure.
start with that. Yeah, I think I like Eldor's phrasing. I think we just say, "What?" No, I've lost it.
Describe the moments leading up to and including.
There you go. Yeah. All right. So first question. First question I'll ask her is the same thing that Eldor just said.
Which is?
Can you describe the moments leading up to your death?
Her mouth kind of. I was sitting at the desk, and I heard a gurgle, and I looked up. There was a man. One of the guards was on the floor, the second drawing his weapon. He moved quickly. I couldn't see but shadow from the light. The second guard fell as I rose to my feet. I quickly grabbed anything at hand. It was merely a book, and tried to fight for my life. I was cut here and there, and then I felt a sharp pain on my side. Everything started to go dark. I think I died.
So she said he was in shadow from the light.
Yes, if he was on the other side of the guard, she probably didn't get a really good look at first and see what was going on until he was like right up in her face.
Okay.
Because it's only
I'd
candlelight
still like
in
to
there.
ask, if it's okay with you guys, I'd still like to ask if she recognized him.
Yeah, that's
go for it. Or ask
Okay.
if she recognized him. Ara was the guy like green haired, green eyes, that kind of thing.
or can she describe him and does she recognize
Yeah,
him?
even better. Yeah,
Well, it's two questions. But yeah.
It's going to be two questions, yeah.
We're trying like and semicolon.
Yeah, it's a semicolon. It's not a period.
Yeah.
Your responses come with a semicolon too, but it's still two.
Yeah, right.
All right. I guess it doesn't matter which one we ask first. So let's go with could you recognize your attacker?
If I saw him
Or
again,
did you?
Yes.
Oh, damn it. We didn't phrase that correctly.
What's this we stuff? It was all you.
Yeah. Did you? Okay. Third question. Did you know who the attacker was already?
No, I've never seen him before in my life.
Can you describe him? Would be the next one.
Yeah. Can you describe the attacker? What he looked like?
Yes.
Oh, come on,
Damn
AJ.
it.
You would be trying to help us. You want to know who.
Yes. He had short hair. It was an odd color, difficult to make out in the light. But his jacket was fancy, a bright purple.
Yeah, that's our guy.
I scratched his face, I think.
Check your fingernails.
Ooh. Yeah, good call. All right, so what are we on? That was 4?
Yes.
I'm asking my team, not her.
Wait.
I'm not asking
Yes.
Ask her.
Suck it.
Ask her about the note. If she
her.
knows.
Oh,
about
yes,
the
perfect.
season,
Yes.
yeah.
What do? Okay, we've already gotten ourselves in trouble not phrasing it correctly here. What exactly do you want to know about the note?
If she wrote the note that said, "Your secret is safe now." No, let's assume she did, because if she didn't, she'll say she didn't. So let's ask if she knows. What did the note "Your secret safe with me now" mean? And if she says she doesn't know, then that means she didn't write it.
I like that. Man, I wish we had 2 more questions because I want to know what it means, but I also want to know. I mean, I could just do this again, but
No, you can't get
Not
away
for
7
10
days.
days.
Yeah.
Not for 10 days.
that's right. You got to wait 10 days. That's right. I always forget that. I want to know if she knows what it means, but I also want to know if she knows who wrote it.
Yeah, but
Which one do you think is more important?
I think no one.
Well, if the person wrote it after she died, she won't know.
Right. Yeah, that'll kind of help narrow it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So what?
So if we
The
if
note
we
that we
ask
found
her
on
if
top
she
of the
knows what it,
notepad. Yeah, the note we found on top of the notepad that said "The secret safe now." What did that mean?
so and if she says I have no idea what you're talking about, then we know
Yeah,
it
she didn't
was
write
written after,
Right.
and she wouldn't know who wrote it because it wasn't written before she saw it. She didn't.
Right,
She never saw it.
exactly. Yep.
Okay, I like that. I like
That's
that.
what I'm
That's
thinking,
probably
yeah.
the best way to work with what we've got, since I screwed up the second question.
No, we all right.
Could you describe him? Yes.
Uh,
Bastard.
all right, so let me make sure I got this right. The note that said your secret is safe now. What
does
did
that
it mean?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
That'd be good enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my question.
I don't know of any notes.
All right. That tells us a lot right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And she goes, ah.
Yeah.
The Marquis
All right,
like,
I will
that was
immediately cast.
tragic. You see Karina's like,
Of course, we have 2 guards we can question as well.
Yeah,
If there's anything
I will
they can do.
immediately cast gentle repose as well
okay.
on her, in case we do need to come back in 10 days. We can do this again. All right, and I will let the Marquis know that her body will be safe from decay and any further
Excellent.
unsightliness for the next few days.
About this time, Bran, there is a voice in your head. There's been a new development. Come to Fellhammer. Meet me in 2 days at the Dead Canary Pub. You recognize the voice of lawgiver Angelina Cornovus.
I'm the only one who hears her.
Yeah, at the moment. And then in a few more minutes, Eldor. There's been a new development. Come to Fellhammer. Meet me in 2 days at the Dead Canary Pub. And then about 8 minutes later, Winston, now that you've met her.
Yeah. So curious, do we hear it to the telepathic bond as well? Do we?
No.
No, yeah, you got to think it. Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't a video call. Come on.
Right. I look around like I think we got somebody else to go after this.
Well, Bevier said he wanted to talk to us and compare notes, right? Before we go anywhere else.
Yeah. I don't know what else to get out of this because we searched the room. So we don't have any roguish types in our group here, do we?
Well, we have an investigator, Bevier says.
So
He says, you were going to check her fingernails, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Let's check her fingernails.
I had that good idea. I lost that epiphany. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Give me an investigation check.
Does anybody have a better intelligence than me? I have a +0, so somebody else do it.
I got 18.
Investigation?
I'm the smart guy.
And you should still have advantage on that one.
Okay.
So I got a +5 on my investigation. Anybody better than that?
Nope.
I got +3.
All right, I'm doing it with advantage. No, come on, give me a good roll, damn it. 23.
Alrighty. As you go over and look, you notice a couple of things that are outside the body, or near. There is a white substance resembling paint under her fingernails.
Yeah,
No white
dude.
paint was found at the scene at all. You could do an alchemy or a painter's supplies check, or you could do just another intelligence check to see if what it
Anybody
might
got
be.
alchemy or painter supply skill? Anybody got that?
No,
Anybody?
sorry.
Nope.
All right, we'll do investigation then.
Not investigation, just a normal intelligence.
Oh, intelligence. All right, hang on. 17.
You believe it's makeup, not paint.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Does
Second
anybody
thing,
have a-
second thing you find, there are very small purple hairs on her tress. If you have weaver's tools, you can do a check on that. If not, it's just straight intelligence.
Anybody got any weaver tools and abilities?
Nope.
Anybody? All right, I'm feeling lucky on this roll, AJ.
Okay.
Double 14 for an 18.
All right. It appears to be dyed cotton, something from a fancy jacket or overcoat.
All right. I have an empty vial. I'm going to put that in the vial. I'm going to collect the makeup and the hairs. Preferably keep them separate. Does anybody have another vial I can borrow or have?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Yeah. So I'll put the hairs in one and the makeup in the other.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I'll relay that.
Okay.
Bevier says, "Yes, we caught the finger paint. We did not catch the hairs. Well done." Exactly.
So question for you: if I were a rogue, so our the premise that we're kind of on right now is they might have came in through the atrium, through the entrance area. Do we have anybody that has a roguish skill that might know where he might have came from, or see if he left any clues or how he got in or got out?
Our workers, or some of our scouts, can get up on the roof when they need to. One of the, I guess, vulnerabilities of an open-aired atrium. But
Yeah. Can we get up there with them?
if you need to, you can
I
climb
just
up
want to do
there.
a quick check, like over the overhang by the room where they might have jumped down from, or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah, and you can arrange it. You can get up there. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
All right. Come on, 24.
Nothing. No.
Well, that's kind of figured,
No. Nothing. No evidence left behind. I mean, the roof itself is, it's got wear and tear. It's a roof. It
Yeah,
takes all
sure.
the beating.
but not like
But
grapple
there's
hook left up there. Or something
no,
like that.
there's no equipment or anything kind of like sloppily left behind like that.
The guy's a pro. All right, yeah, I think you're right. I think it's time to compare notes and see what we got. Yeah.
So Bevier's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, let me escort you gentlemen out, and thank you, Marquis. You have been more than gracious and more than I could have asked for." He's like, "Well, I hope at least one of the two investigating teams comes to some conclusion. House Longleaf is not going to sit idle on this for long."
I have one more question for the Marquis
Hmm.
about his what relationship or how is the relationship between you and the Devistills?
The Devistills? Well, he is the Duke. Everybody, he is one of the Duke's strongest and most powerful nobles in the entire valley. As such, well, being very traditional, Duke wields is the power of the head of the circle, like any Duke would. This makes, well, everything tenuous, but I have a long relationship with Duke Gregor, having known him since he was a boy. He's always been stern, steadfast, and, how shall we say, stubborn sometimes. Especially since the death of his daughter, Eleanor, a few years back. To which, well, rumors now spin that the Duerns may have had a hand in that.
Yes,
Makes it quite odd that the Marquis has not been seen in months.
Well, um, we know for a fact that rumor is completely unfounded.
Oh, that's good to hear.
We have found evidence that was planted. That there was a note planted on the body of. Give me a second.
Well, Master Dwarf, while I may believe your words, it's going to take a great deal of evidence to sway public opinion.
Lady Catherine de Warren. There we go. There was a note planted on her to make it look like she murdered herself or she committed suicide because her husband was involved in that murder. That's what I was trying to say. But he was not. We know who killed her.
Oh, then it's solved. Who did? Who was it?
Same man who murdered your daughter.
That doesn't help me, Master Dwarf.
Well, no, we don't know exactly who he is, and that's not what I meant. But we know it was. In other words, we know it was him.
Well,
We don't know who he is, but we know it was him.
In lieu of an identity,
Her as well.
public opinion is likely not to be swayed.
I understand.
Yeah, that's.
How-
We're
how
not going
was-
to cast. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, following up on, you already kind of touched on it, but I was just curious how the Devastil and Longleaf family got along immediately after Eleanor's death. Was there?
No, it's tragic.
I mean,
It was
are
was a
you guys
sudden
close?
all
In other words,
Glissondale, all of Glissondale mourned. In fact, the entire noble circle mourned. Eleanor was actually quite popular as head of the noble circle. It was a position that was very well suited for her demeanor. Very kind, thoughtful. Not quite as stern as her father. Stepping back in, he felt it as his duty, you see.
So no particularly special relationship between your two families at the time. Just the respect and admiration and mourning that all nobles would have shared.
Yes.
Okay.
Were we going to cast Speak with the Dead with the guards?
Oh, I guess we could.
Okay.
I would like to have asked one of the guards, the one that was involved in the fighting, was not surprised. Could he describe? Will he please describe his attacker?
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see if the attacker had any, the black diamond marks on his eyes.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but the guard would know probably more about his training and stuff like that as well, right? Because they're kind of military.
Maybe so. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
we
that-
can cast
that
Speak
could
with
help.
Dead on them.
Okay. You cast Speak with Dead on the guard that fought then. It's probably the one you're looking
Yeah, the one that was not surprised
Right.
as much.
Got it. All right. Go for it. His eyes kind of like his mouth drops open.
Good sir, will you please describe your attacker?
Like I say, you almost did it again. I'm not gonna let you get away with it twice. Like I said,
Yes.
that one's on you. Yeah. He was a wiry man.
Yep.
He was a wiry man. His hair was blue or green. His face white. 2 diamonds black over his eyes. He wore fancy clothes, wielded a knife. He moved very cunning.
What if we ask him, did you see him enter the room?
Yeah, that's
did
what
he-
I was gonna.
Or would you rather say, did he just suddenly appear? Or we could say, did he even use the door? Like, all those kinds of questions are going through my head.
Yeah, got lots of questions.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Do you guys like one of those better than the others?
I was just wondering, how did he get into the room?
Yeah.
Okay. I will ask him, how did this man get into the room?
Probably not gonna know.
I am not sure. A. I heard a grunt from Robert, who slumped to the ground. The man was behind him, slitting his throat. It seemingly appeared out of nowhere.
What about was the door open? What do you guys think? Because I really am kind of curious to know if he
I
came
bet
in
he.
through the door or if he just poofed into the room. Because we know he can teleport, or at least he can disappear. We presumed in the past that meant he was teleporting somewhere, but now if he can just turn invisible, he may not be he may not be teleporting. He may just be turning himself invisible right in front of people, and it makes it look
Yeah,
like he's gone somewhere else. But maybe he just
right.
has the ability to be invisible.
Yeah, he could have been
Yeah.
there for an hour before, just waiting for her to come in. But
Yeah, I mean,
um,
he could have been already in the room, or he could have poofed in. But if he came in, if he definitely came in through the door, like if the door was open when the guard was killed, if he noticed
guard
that the
shift or
door was
something. Yeah.
open, then it's far more likely he actually entered
Yeah.
in the
So
door.
before we ask that, just ask the Marquis. Was he aware of anybody that would have gone into her room? You know, as we said, this happened about 9:30, from like 8 a.m. ish time. Guard change, anything like that would have happened about 8 a.m. time frame.
You mean the morning she was discovered?
Yeah, because invis doesn't last. Well, I can I do invisibility? I think I got greater, right?
It goes an hour. Invisibility is an
An
hour.
hour. Yeah, so he would have had to get in there. Even greater is less. Even greater.
What about
Yeah, I
what
guess
time? We have an opportunity to find out exactly what time
that's only for a minute for
it
greater.
happened.
Yeah. So would he have known anybody that would open the door like around 8 or 8:30 in the morning that she was found? The Marquis, would he have known that? Yeah. So AJ asking the Marquis.
Oh, the Marquis.
Longley? Yeah.
Not that. I mean, there's no one like scheduled to go into the room.
No, fair enough.
I mean,
Okay.
if they had to go to the restroom or something, they would have both of them would have never left the room. One of them would have left to go to the bathroom or something. But
All right.
All right, so I want to know. Here's the two things I would like to ask the guard. What time did it happen? And
Good question.
and was the door open?
Okay, I agree with both those.
Yeah.
Now that leaves us still with one more that we can. Right. Okay. So our first question is, what time? What can the guard? Can you estimate what time the attack occurred?
oh, it was just after dawn. The lady had awoken and was making notes at her desk. There was a rap on the door. At least I thought so. We went to look, but nobody was there. Shortly after, that's when Robert went down.
That may negate the second question then, because there's no peephole in these doors, right?
No.
There's no.
No.
So he would have had to have opened the door to check who was there.
Yeah.
So that's how he got in then, right there. Because yeah, your point, Winston, is really a good one. Invisibility only lasts a short time. So if he got in and got out without being seen, he would have had to have done it in that window or cast it multiple times. Couldn't just cast it once like the night before and stay all night.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I don't know if it's necessary to ask my other question, unless you guys don't
Might as
have any
well.
other questions.
Yeah, just ask away. You got what? 3 more? 2 more? How many more you got?
Yeah. Two. That was 3, so we have 2 more.
Go for it.
Okay. Was the door open or closed when the attack occurred? The door to the room.
It was closed.
One more. Eldor, any ideas?
Um,
We could ask the guard if he recognized the man, but I don't know if that just doesn't seem like anybody's gonna nobody's ever recognized this man before, and now we know
Yeah.
that it was him. So
yeah,
how
nothing,
about this?
nothing comes.
How long
Right.
after she awoke did the knock on the door occur? What do you think about that? Like, I'm trying to figure out if there's any way the attacker could have known whether she was going to be asleep or awake at the time. Or if she woke, or maybe does she always wake up at the same time? She wakes up early, we found out.
Longleafs are very scheduled.
They're very scheduled. She wakes up early. So if she's been awake for 2 hours already when the attack occurs, does that tell us anything versus she had just woken up? Like, does that give us any valuable information to know how long she was awake? I'm reaching.
Sounds like it.
But I don't have a better idea for the 5th question. So. What about what all did Lady Tarina do since she woke up before the attack? So in the time between she woke up and the attack occurred, what did the lady do? Because all we got from Lady Tarina herself was that she was already sitting in the chair. I don't know if there's much else we need to know.
Yeah, I
I'm
think we're
tempted.
good. I don't know. I guess we can compare notes with Bivier, then go check out the art scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Then I'll ask. The 5th question is, what did the lady do after she woke up before the attack? And after she woke up and before the attack, what did she do?
Yeah. Like every morning, she woke up, used the chamber pot, and then sat at her desk, going through her papers. And it was after some time, it's a rap, we thought, at the door. I looked to see if anybody was there, but it could have been a quail, knocking on the outside banister. We returned to the room. Okay. The lady was still writing. It was another 20 minutes when Robert was killed, and the man came after me. I could hear the lady gasp, but alas, that was the last I heard.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And with that, the guard goes.
Okay, so I think that was very helpful in that we know somebody knocked on the door, so he's not teleporting or like Misty Step or something like that into the room. He comes in invisibly.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat with Eldor. I'm thinking if you hear hoofs in the distance, think horse, not zebra. So he probably just knows how to turn invisible and physically walk through the door as opposed to magicking it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go compare notes with Bivier and then go from there.
So you got a couple of things Bivier did not have, so your notes are very comparable. He's like, this is good. This is good. It's like, I'll keep some of these to myself for now. He does not have all access to what the Glissondale militia or sheriff is going to end up doing. He's brought in as a mediator he's brought in as a third-party source on a lot of things. Lately, the Longleafs requested him because he's an adventurer, and the Longleafs have some trust of adventurers since their son is one. So far so good. So now you can, with that, the Marquis thanks you for coming, and you can head out to Glissondale. Back.
So the question I have, as we're walking out with Bevier and the three of us, I'm gonna just kind of wonder aloud, why was the daughter targeted and not the Marquis or not the wife or some other family member? What was it about her that drew the attacker's attention?
That is the question, Bevier says.
That is the question. And did we already? I don't know if did we ask directly if the Longleaf family has received any threats or
no threats,
malicious notes or anything?
No.
So we have that. Then this is a complete surprise. Basically, doesn't seem to be any motivation.
Okay.
That we know of yet. Obviously, there is a motivation. We just don't know what it is.
All right. So you make your way to the museum district where you can now gather information. What is your lifestyles for the day?
Mine's like, I'm just a poor college kid, man. Mine's like,
no.
Mine's modest. Yeah, I can't afford anything more than that.
Mine's not rich, but is it wealthy that comes out? I can always find this.
I have nice little tables on the links page. There.
Kian's back! Yay!
Like I say, I have nice little tables on the links page. You should be able to find which one you're looking for. That's twice tonight. Wow. So, modest is 1 gold, comfortable's 2, wealthy's 4, aristocratic's 10.
Okay, I'm wealthy.
All right, wealthy. Brian?
I'm gonna be aristocratic again.
All righty. So go ahead and give me your gather information checks. Those are based on your charisma. Bran, you'll get an extra +3. Eldor, you will get an additional +2. And
my charisma sucks.
I will go to your renown and audience to see.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I get a fuel card.
And let's see here. Glissondale. Eldor gets another 1 from Glissondale, and so does Bran. It's your Glissondale.
And I have a flat 10.
Alrighty.
On my gather.
Well, fortunately, the Eldor is with you.
The natural 20.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I want to do mine. Can I do mine with Lucky?
Yeah, absolutely.
20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That is also really super good. Here we go. Actually, I'm gonna put some more information. Here we go. The investigations. There you go. You got those. Alrighty. Alrighty. Here's the information you get from gathering information in the museum district. First, Lady Tarina Gale Longleaf. You basically, as you go and talk to some of there are local artisans that are there, and kind of like in New Orleans, there's like street painters and
cool
people that do these things, and you just kind of go, you start talking and chatting them up. It just takes a good portion of the day, but at the end of the day, it turns out to be pretty fruitful, I think. First, Lady Tarina Gale Longleaf was a primary talent scout for the Longleaf family art dealings. This is very well known. She would find new talent and bring it to the museums. Word is she had found a young, talented painter recently whose paintings would change the way people viewed the valley. Rumor is that the artist she was developing was from Fellhammer. deduced because she had been visiting Fellhammer with frequency over the last 4 months. The last one is she was known to be in contact with the Delantry family.
Really?
You're Winston, not Von.
Oh yeah, true. Other information check. So what if she's in contact with the Delantrys for? Her dad wouldn't know. We already asked him about that, so that wouldn't go anywhere.
No, that is all you got.
And the Delantries
there
are
any-
iron and food.
Are there
Not
any
art.
samples of this artist
Nope.
available?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
That would have been a secret. These are rumors.
Interesting.
And nobody knows what this artist looks like, I guess. Nobody
Nope.
saw him.
That would have been rumors. She would not have revealed it until it was
Oh,
exposed.
later, yeah.
Not even a name.
Nope.
Or a
Well, that's
Is it
why.
name?
Nope.
Okay.
Thanks.
But we know it's a painting because he said the paintings would change the way people view the valley.
That is correct. You did learn that right there.
And it would be an artist that would not be well known currently.
Right, and the only known artist in Fellhammer is Gaspond.
Yeah, he's a known artist.
What was where were we when we had, or we met the family who's had a little boy that could draw really well?
You mean the Delantry family?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
they have
I
a
could-
6-year-old Marlowe.
Okay. And didn't he have some really, was it artistic skill or was it musical skills?
He was an artist. Yeah, he would paint paintings of. Oh, I wouldn't know. Never mind.
He's
You're
went,
Winston, not
no,
Farmer.
he's burning. he's burning inside right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Maybe something worth I'd look into. Though. I don't know.
I would have forgotten about that, Eldor, but yeah, we did.
Yeah.
But that was related to. We learned that when we were investigating the Black Earth cult.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's yeah. I'm just thinking, the young kid had talent, and therefore she may have been developing his skills. Just I couldn't remember if it was artistic or if it was musical.
No, artistic.
Let me see. I have some
Okay.
notes from.
Yeah, you were recently invited by somebody to go to Fellhammer.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm going there soon in my head, but I wanted to ask the guys. So there's lots of different artists, and there's an artist in here in Glissondale. There's lots of known artists. There's the museum where we are now, but there's also the Matherian College of Arts and Magic. Is there any? When we, I guess I should ask the DM. When we gather information, does it cover all of that? Or if we wanted to go and specifically talk to somebody, would we need to go there?
I don't know. I mean, you were basically asking about her possible contacts looking for a new artist, and so that's what you got. That was
I was kind of thinking she might lean towards one artist or another, like as her main contact here in Glissondale.
no. It's all various artists. You piece this together from various hearsays.
Okay.
When she
So-
supports an artist, does she have like an art show, and does the show happen at the museum, or does it happen? Are there other galleries in town?
So it could happen anywhere in any particular gallery. But apparently this one, since most of these here know about it, it would have been a gallery here locally, but nobody here knows which one. The biggest one would have been the Museum of Natural History. which is
Okay.
that would have been big.
Okay. But she hasn't actually, there hasn't been any showings of this particular artist yet.
Nobody knows who it is. These are just rumors.
Okay, the painting that we remember from Lord Marlow Heath Delantry is called Reclamation, and
Wow.
it showed a recognizable Tomlinson ancestor holding a statue of a trident while standing in a boat in Solomere Lake, and I believe
Okay.
it was one of the things that led us to some information about. Eldor and I were in the same party, so we would have known the same information
Yeah.
about, when we met. Having a hard time with the Silver Dragon. Having a hard time with names right now. When we met her, we learned, and her husband, that what has happened in the valley has happened before. In some way, there's some cycle that's reoccurring.
Yeah.
And I want to say this painting was one of the reasons that we found this information. Like, this was along that journey. So, is it a stretch to say that the painting could be the same painting, or it could be a similar painting that's going to reshape the way we see the valley?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
Or he's done, since that point in time, he's done more.
Could be, yeah. I want to say also we learned of somebody with the same name in the past. There was
Yeah.
another Marlow Delantry in the past.
Yeah, that was the grandfather. Remember, there was grandfather or great grandfather that had a skill or something. Yeah, you're right. I don't remember the specifics.
Can
Yeah,
I try
I
a
don't-
history
I don't
check, AJ?
History's not going to help Winston on this one. This is all stuff he wouldn't. You'd have to
I'm
really be on the in.
Like there's
If you were
everything else.
Vonmer, you'd know.
Yeah, you picked the wrong character tonight, man.
Yeah, Vonmer's a little preoccupied right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vonmer's a little preoccupied.
Okay, no, that's an interesting connection, Eldor. I don't know if it means anything, but I think it's worth keeping in our back pocket because it's the only other person that we know of, that you and I know of, that could potentially be a new artist in Fellhammer.
Yeah, I think Tella and Trent would remember, because I think they were much more attuned to this child's skills than I think you and I were.
Yeah, they seem to have a better grasp of it. Okay, well, with that, I'm good to move on to Fellhammer. With the exception of, did you guys think there's any other reason to continue investigating the art district or the museum district? Do you think we've gathered all the things that we could here,
Yes.
and we should just
Yeah, I
go
think
straight
so.
to Fellhammer?
Yes.
DM says yes.
Okay, GM says yes.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Is there a teleportation circle in Fellhammer?
No, but there's one in Imdell, and then you're basically day and a half away from Fellhammer.
Yeah, if somebody can spare some money for ink. Like I said, I'm a poor college kid. I can teleport us to Imdell.
Since we're going to Fellhammer, where my glorious Church de Salune is, I will be able to get some more gold. So I will gladly pay whatever you need to get us there quickly.
How much is the component?
50 GP.
There you go. Mark off 50 GP. Got it, Brand?
Yep.
Alrighty. And then you can cast Teleportation Circle. This will swiftly take you to Imdell, by which your journey to Fellhammer is a bit chilly, but uneventful, as the path is well, it's actually pretty barren. And since people aren't really traveling, well, then bandits aren't really robbing. Just you had an unfortunate incident with an owlbear or something. However, you make your way to the Dead Canary Pump, and you do. You
I do like
obviously
that name for Fellhammer. That's a funny name for a pub.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a mining
I like
town.
that. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah. Well played, sir. Well played.
As you make your way to the Dead Canary, On the second day, you see lawgiver Angelina Coronovas sitting at a table, and she motions you over. Oh, good. You made it. Well, this should be quite interesting. We're going to visit the Delantry family, as there has been an unusual package.
I'm sorry, unusual what?
Package delivered.
Okay.
Yes, there's been a interesting development. I figured I would call you first. Right now, nobody else knows about this except the Delantry family and I. Although I've had my ear to the ground out here. It would be worthy for you to also perhaps pick apart maybe what some of the people are saying about the Delantry family. I've heard a few whispers, but there's something sowing in the wind.
What are people saying?
Well, there's some rumors that are swirling about a threat, from what I've been able to determine. I must admit, people don't frequently reveal things to lawgivers. Adventurers such as yourself might have a better hand at gathering those types of rumors than I would.
Is there anything you can load us, preload us with that we need to know beforehand?
Nothing I'm going to speak of out here. You never know who may be listening or watching. Although the Delantrys will be expecting you. I've told them I'm going to be sending some adventurers their way. Some they would be familiar with. I think, Mr. Silverhill, your reputation here is, how shall we say, quite above renown.
Just a wee bit.
So,
Um,
with that, I cannot linger. I have some other business I must attend to. But
so
just
the
let
package
them
was
know that
delivered
the
to
lawgiver sent you. That should get you into the Delantrys. They will tell you what has happened, as it is a
Okay.
quandary to them as well.
So we have a package that was delivered to the Delantrys, and was there something else?
You may want to ask around town about the rumors that are sowing already.
Yeah.
Okay. So we needed to gather more information.
Yeah, she was only able to find out that there is rumors swirling. So let me put this.
Okay.
Rumors
you guys
swirling
wanna do-
about a threat upon the Delantry family.
Do you want to gather information
Let's see.
first before we go see the Delantrys?
You can do it in either
Yeah.
order you wish.
Yeah, probably makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah, let's do that.
going with
Yeah.
some.
Let's do that. Let's gather information first.
Okay. So go work the town. You head outside and you are able to begin working the town. Go for it.
I
So,
feel lucky about this again.
so this is a lifestyle payment for Fellhammer. So what are you going to set it at?
Modest for me.
And let's see here.
I'm gonna stick with aristocratic again.
Okay, it's another 10.
I'm going to do
Yeah.
aristocratic as well.
All right.
Gather more
Because
information.
my charisma sucks.
That gives you both there a +3. And then as I look at Fellhammer, let's see here. Bran, you get an additional +1. So you have your charisma and with a +4.
16.
Eldor, you have your charisma at a +3. Winston, you have your charisma.
And if I use a luck, do I get advantage?
That is correct. You can feel lucky.
Okay, I'm going to feel lucky.
Alrighty. It's always good to feel lucky.
Lucky 2.
Just as long as Lucky consents.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
This is a
I get,
consensual society.
Double 17
Sure.
for me. 17.
Nice.
Dirty 20.
Alrighty. Here is what you find. Alright. You too find that there are rumors swirling about a threat upon the Delantry family. With a little more pushing and prodding, it is known the Delantrys and the Longleafs seem to be at odds over some sort of trade deal. People are saying the Longleafs had threatened the Delantry family or offended them, and the Delantrys have struck back. They, of course, know the Longleafs, of course, know adventurers, as do the Delantrys, especially those in Velspar, who have mysteriously not been seen for some time. More yet, that rumor varies a little, as some other rumors are saying, no, the Delantrys hired assassins from the south to kill Lady Tarina Gale Longleaf. There's no solid proof of this, except she was seen months ago leaving the keep and voicing threats that she will do whatever it takes to show the valley the truth.
Who said that?
Lady Tarina Gale.
Yeah, are you posting that right now?
Yeah,
I
I'm
need to
getting
read.
this.
Yeah,
the
no, I just didn't
Delantrys,
know if I can read it. So
it is known that the Delantrys, through the Tomlinsons, it is known that the Delantrys, through the Tomlinsons, have connections in Snowshore Harbor, and as everyone knows, that city is full of cutthroats. So the last two rumors are sort of competing. One is like, the Delantrys know adventurers, especially those from Velspar, who have not been seen lately, so who knows what they're doing. Whereas another competing rumor there is, no, they hired assassins from the south because they know people in Snowshore Harbor. As everybody knows, that city's full of cutthroats.
Yeah, I think it's somebody is attempting to, again, incriminate nobles and stir up trouble, which nobles do enough damage themselves. Um,
Yeah, I've been away for a little long. I don't know much about the noble households and stuff, so I will be you guys.
Well, you know of them, right?
Right, yeah.
I don't. I'm going back through the world news, but I don't think I see anything or remember anything. But does Bran know of any? With all the people trying to establish trade deals in response to other trade deals, does Fellhammer
No, they weren't involved.
have any?
No, it was Glissendale to Solomir, and there was talk of Snowshore Harbor to Velspar.
Right.
Yeah, I would. I mean, just based on what happened in Velspar and the rumors that flew after that, I would kind of take these rumors with a grain of salt.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I was just trying to see if Fellhammer was potentially rumored to have any trade deals going on with anybody else, because if the Delantrys are having a problem, if they really are having a problem with the Longleafs, then that would connect Fellhammer to Glissendale somehow, possibly.
But
as of right now, we don't know anything.
There's one way to find out, and that is to head to Delantry Keep.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Try to knock this thing out.
Alrighty. Let's see. I can, if you stay put, I can warp you there quicker. There we go.
It's my church.
It is your church. Your church is over there.
That's your church?
I'll take you to church.
No, not the one he's in front of, but his church is here.
Oh, no. What church is this then?
Oh, that is your. I mean, I don't know which one you're looking at, so I got no idea.
I can't seem to find anybody.
I dropped you in front of your keep now, so you're in front of your keep, in front of the Delantry Keep.
Oh, I thought that was your church.
No, his church is behind you. His church is behind you to the west, and it's not very far. It's Gothic looking.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like your church.
There's this church.
Thank you. Yeah, that's where I popped in. I can't see any. I can't find any. I don't see anything else.
Click on your other brand, Silverhill. You probably have
Oh, that's right.
two brands.
That's right. Okay.
That's the other one that's just at the church.
Yep. Okay. Gotcha.
There you go. This is Delantry Key.
It's just confusing me because I was tabbing and like none of the buildings were labeled, and I was like, is it just my computer being?
You're very confused.
Yes, I'm very confused. I'm not very smart.
All
Made a
right.
good team. We got the wisdom. I got the intelligence. We're good.
I'm not a smart man.
Before we go in, I want to kind of gather y'all up. I want to cast my last telepathic bomb between the three of us.
Okay.
Well, you should have a long rest. So
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah.
Do a long rest and mark off that lucky I did and cast a Rory's. How do you say it? Is it Rory? It's not Rory's. Rays?
raries.
Rary's. Thank you.
Raries. I love
Yeah, so I'll
raries.
pop that between the three of us.
As you approach one of the guards, hey, High Priest Silverhill. Oh, it's good to see you. I missed you at mass this morning, but your acolyte did pretty good.
Oh, good to hear. Good to hear.
Uh,
Yes, I was on some important business recently. In fact, it is some of that business that brings us here.
Oh,
Lawgiver Angelina has sent us here. With,
they said it. We'd recognize him. Look at there, Rupert. He's like, I'm trying to get Rupert to go to church with me. He's like,
you know, Rupert, there's ale at church.
I told you, the sacrament. It's a lot better than that other stuff those gone worshippers are drinking.
That's right. Only the best for children of the moon.
Yeah. Right out. Come on in. And God in the back, he can direct you to the quarters. They're over on the southwest side. You can make your way across the courtyard. Mind the muck, though. Snow's kind of melted back over here. These are a little bit muddy.
Thanks very, very much.
Oh, as you
be
head your-
sure to let the acolyte know to give you an extra portion of sacrament next time you're at church.
It's like, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Silverhill.
I love your motivation factor. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
So you are
I gotta
directed.
get my inspiration in.
Right.
You are directed. Yeah, you should have your inspiration.
Humans. I'm back, yeah.
Let's see here. Back towards the southwest. In the back southwest corner, there will be a flight of stone stairs. And they go up. I'm going to be looking for my light. There you go.
Rand poofed himself over there.
And you're fine. Work your way up. And there you go. The door there is where you are directed.
The door
Right.
right in front of me.
Yep, door right in front of you.
There we go.
And you could give a good old knocking.
Way to go. All right. You guys find yourself yet?
Working on it.
Yeah.
Heading up. Am I in the right area?
somewhere.
I think I did, right? Am I good? There?
Come in.
Yeah. Did you see the spotlight? Yeah, there you are. Yeah, I see you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I got you. All right, cool.
Oh, good. Welcome. Oh, welcome, Mr. Silverhill. I seem to have evaporated up into the ceiling. Where did I go?
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Yeah, there you go. I was just standing on the chair. I was feeling silly. Yeah, there's my good dog, Dalius. And if I can get off the chair, that would be great. That's because... There you go. I've done snap to grid since I have tons of players who don't know how to get in a square.
Don't like to line up for grids.
Yeah.
Where am I at? Ah,
I have no idea where you are.
Behind you guys.
I'm
Double
walking
click
around.
your-
at it.
Yeah.
Here's
Look
my
for the
here's my
spotlight.
DM light.
Head to the light.
Ah, it's the light of the moon. Ah!
Should be the southwest corner. You may have to raise your cut line a little bit because you got to go up some stairs. Eldor is searching fanatically.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I see.
like a great searchlight from the sky.
So Count Carl William Delantry and Countess Evelyn Sewell Delantry. and their kid, Noble Marlowe Heath, is kind of sitting over in the corner. Looks like he's drawing on something, some crayons or something like that. He's like, oh,
Of course he is.
good. Welcome, welcome. As soon as the elf can find his way in the door, we'll all be set.
See, I kind of spy what the kid might be drawing on.
It looks like he's more coloring at this point. Looks like some pictures that were kind of sketched of a simple scene of kind of a farm scene. And it's like he's not really, he's coloring. He's not really being artistic and drawing at the moment.
Okay. But nothing recognizable so far.
Eldor, do you need help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On
Eldor
that square. There you go.
all right.
Go on, pop him in here, Dean. Go on now.
Eldor
See,
is you're in the basement. I double clicked on you. You're in the right spot, but you need to go up a floor.
There.
See, I knew they were
I
evil.
found-
Look,
I
they got
found-
cats on the wall.
I found a big pig.
Yeah,
Yep.
you found the stables. Congratulations, Eldor.
No, this was a pig. This was a pig getting ready to be served for.
Oh, wait, we got one
Right.
here
Right.
too.
You're outside the door. You can come in now, Eldor. You can come in. Right.
Come on inside. The water's fine.
So,
Thank you.
huh. Let me close the door proper
Just
here.
making sure everything was safe out there.
The lawgivers instructed us. We've not raised an alarm yet. Although I have asked a couple of guards to do a little extra rotation today. Well, I know you, Mr. Silverhill, and Eldor, Mr. Nightglow. I'm Count Carl William Delantry, he says to you, Winston.
I'll bow. Peddler Winston, all right. My family owns the All Right Shipwright in Snowshore.
Really now? Well, that's interesting.
Let not no short trouble you. I can vouch for Winston's character. He's a fine man.
If the lawgiver sent you, there must be a very good reason. I will
Just
trust.
being above board, sir.
I will trust the lawgiver. Well, let me show you what has happened. Early this morning, a package arrived, marked for our family. The Lantry family, it said. Thinking nothing much of it, we opened the box. The box was wrapped in black and silver paper. Give me an insight check. Winston, you have advantage.
Good, I need it.
Inside. 18.
11.
Winston's like, you're thinking, you're maybe overthinking it. Brand's like, what's that mean? And Eldor goes, that's Snowshore Harbor's colors. That's their banner colors.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. I knew that.
He
Yeah,
says,
I knew that.
precisely. Yeah, and then you're like, oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He says, yes, precisely. Inside is a human heart attached with a note. It says, your secret is safe now.
Safe. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
And all of a sudden, Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman walk in.
What's in the box?
So this came
Okay,
from
well-
where? So this is addressed from where?
It was a package delivered to the keep.
But
no-
where it
There's
came from?
No shore colors.
There doesn't say where it came from.
No, in fact, they show you the box. The box is wrapped in a black and silver paper. Has
Who
like
delivered
a
it?
bow. They don't know. It was left out front, and there's a little tag on it that says Delantry family.
Do any of the guards know who would have delivered it?
No, they don't know.
Okay, yeah, so it's not going to go anywhere that way.
He says, obviously,
Wait, it was delivered outside of their keep or outside of their room?
keep outside the keep.
Their
He
keep.
says, now, obviously, we heard the news this morning. We are hoping it's not what we think.
I'm thinking it probably is what you think.
I
So
told
with,
you, dear,
mean,
which
I
is
can-
why we informed the lawgiver. We knew she
I
was
can
in town.
check. I can check the heart and see if it looks like it came from the.
If it matches, yeah, right. See if it matches the chest.
It matches.
Give me a medicine check.
I will first enhance ability
Yeah.
on all of us.
All of us.
Again, we'll just
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just go again on all
Yeah,
of
I'll
us.
do the investigation, the int again with all of us too.
Give me a medicine check.
$17.
17. Yeah. I mean, you're like, that's got to be it. If that's not it, you don't know what isn't.
Yeah, I mean, it came with the note and everything.
Yep.
Can I assume they don't know the details of, like, they don't know that the heart was carved out of Lady Tarina? Or do
No,
they?
but they're starting to make an assumption because they heard the
Yeah.
news a couple of days ago, like everybody else did, that the Lady Attorney Gale was murdered, and they're like, "Oh God, tell us this isn't Lady Tarina Gale."
So,
Well, let's ask them then. Let's ask what do they know already? Do they know anything more than the rumors, or can they tell us what more they know about the death of Lady Tarina?
We know nothing of the death. The woman says, "No, I mean, we heard it was her death, and we've had recent dealings with Lady Tarina Gale Longleaf. She wanted to bring Marlowe's paintings to Glissendale and highlight his talents. Although we are skeptical, and I feel we can show you why. His art, you see, seems to have an ability to, well, see things in the future. It was brought out and pointed out to us, both with your interaction and with the Dwarren's interaction. We're not sure how this happens. It must be a blessing. Or a curse. It could be a curse. I'm not sure.
so what?
Ever
so
since
what
he was
art can-
kidnapped, it's like he's older in many regards.
So what of his art was she fascinated with, or what part of his art does she take interest in? Do you have any of those around?
All of them, yes, I can show you. I will
Yeah.
take you there. Anyway, there were negotiations, but we wanted to allow only a few paintings of things that may have already happened, and maybe change the dates of the creations so that it would look like he had painted them after they had happened,
That makes sense. Yeah.
right? But Tarina did not like that. She wanted to show his foresight. Negotiations had stalled. You were being stubborn. I was being protective. If people think he can tell the future, what else is going to happen?
I think that's very wise, sir. Yeah.
Anyway, the cloth, as you can see there, is canvas, like that of a sailing ship, Mr. Alright. Colored black and gray. As you look and examine it, being a ship, there's no roll necessary. You're like,
Yeah.
yep, that is definitely a sailing canvas.
Is there a name on the ship?
What ship?
Oh, I thought you said he painted a ship. All right.
No. The cloth that was used to wrap the heart in on the inside of the
okay,
box
gotcha, yeah,
is
cool.
canvas, like that of a sailing ship, colored black and
Gotcha.
gray.
Right.
Um,
All right. Gotcha.
He says, so naturally, we deny and will deny any accusations of the involvement in Lady Tarina's death, but I even admit the optics here are bad. We've been called to a meeting of nobles. Letter arrived this morning. No wonder what they're saying in Glissendale. I tell you, they're just asking too much these days. I don't like this.
Well-
I don't like this either.
Well, sir, there's a lot of rumors flying around that are just that. They're rumors. So I would take whatever you infer from this package and this wrapping. The phrase with a grain of salt probably not going to go well when medieval times, but basically say about the same thing, you know.
Who else knows of Marlowe's abilities?
Very few. The Dwarrens. And some of the members of the Dragon Slayers of Velspar. Avangard has only one painting of his, which is the only one, but it is not allowed to be shown. It is held within their vault of their museum. All the rest of his paintings, well, there's been a word here and there. We've shown them to some friends in the noble circle, and I'm pretty sure that's how word got out. If you'd like to see them, you can.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I think we would, but of a more pressing matter or intimate matter, the heart. I would like to make sure that gets returned to the Longleafs, and
Oh,
I'll be
please.
willing to do that.
Take it. And we want
Yeah,
nothing to do with it.
I'll use my merchant connection to make sure it gets back.
It's like,
I'll cast Gentle Repose on it,
okay.
Oh, yeah. All right.
if that helps.
So,
All right.
it's
Yeah.
like,
Definitely. I think seeing the art would be a good thing.
yes,
yeah.
we would like to be rid of this. This is tragic, horrible. While I may not have entirely agreed with what she wanted to do, I thought there could have been some kind of negotiation. I would not have killed over this. This is
Well,
preposterous.
what didn't you agree with her with?
Well,
When you see the paintings, you will understand.
All right. Fair enough.
As I said,
you
he wanted to only allow some of the paintings of events that have already happened, and then have them dated as painted after
yeah.
the events had happened.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. I follow what he's thinking.
There
Yeah.
are still paintings
Yeah.
he has of things that either
Have yet to
have
happen.
not happened yet, or reveal the fact that he painted those before they happened.
Right. Gotcha. Makes sense.
I'd like to ask Count about their Delantris family's current relationship with Snowshore Harbor. Is there anything going on? Is there any reason why? Because we know that this heart wasn't sent from Snowshore Harbor. We know where it was sent from, so it's meant to look like it came from Snowshore Harbor.
Our connections
that
with Snowshore Harbor are involved in, well, trade, obviously. Although, Fellhammer does have an interesting inn that a lot of other towns don't. Captain Tomlinson is a captain of one of the ships that sails out of Snowshore Harbor. He comes from the Tomlinson family here in Fellhammer.
Which ship is that?
Let's go.
It's not pertinent. Say it's not pertinent. I'm fine.
No. Yeah, in fact, it is in Lynx. And if you go to Sailing History of the Sarin Valley, under the Lynx, the Visage is owned by the Tomlinson family, captained by Lord Mitchelldale Tomlinson.
And that is one that sells
Which
from
is-
the
Yeah, in
from the
fact, it
harbor
is.
and-
It is currently across the sea on a mission.
Okay.
But yes, the Tomlinson family is one of the only families, is the only family outside of Snowshore Harbor that has a trade ship that runs outside of Snowshore Harbor. So there's a
Alright, yeah,
there's a
let's,
connection there between Fellhammer and Snowshore.
Yeah, I got it. Let's check out the art. Yeah, I'm curious.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
All right. So come outside the door. Open the door for you. Follow the light, Eldor.
Where are we going? Where's the light? I lost the light.
Aziz, light. All right. So there's a guard over here.
Oh yeah, okay.
You want to go through here? There you go. And
I
you go to
gotcha.
this door here.
All right.
This is Lord Marlowe Heath's room. And open that door. And inside this room, there is a ladder that goes up to a loft.
Oh, you're gonna make this difficult as hell, aren't you?
Suck it.
All right, I'm just gonna teleport.
Can't grab my guy here. There we go.
And
Oh, check out the easel and shit,
Oh,
man.
come
Is that
on.
awesome or what?
Cut line problems.
I got
There
it.
we go.
No
All right.
Alrighty.
Face the right way, Bran.
So, as such, you guys can see various paintings all along the way. If you go to on your Figma page and go to let's see, where is it? Thought I had it.
Oh,
There we go. On in-game roleplay links, there is one in green called Noble Marlowe Heath Delantry's Paintings.
So under links, it's an in-game role-playing link.
It's on the right side. There's a green link called Lord Noble Marlowe Heath Delantry's
Got it.
Paintings. There is the reclamation painting. Actually, you have it written down different. Reclamation is different than the way you had your notes. You're remembering another painting, which was painted by his grandfather, not by Lord Marlowe Heath.
So his grandfather had the same precognition, or whatever you want to call it?
No. His grandfather did not. His grandfather had a painting made by, I believe it was Gaspond at the time. And that actually led them to find the Temple of Yansi Bin, because they were looking for the elemental weapons at the time. That's the painting that Bran referred to earlier. Now, when they were there, the Saren defenders found the painting called Reclamation. It's the very top painting. The very top painting, the painting shows 6 figures ascending the Attican mountain. The faces are indiscernible, but the bodies clearly show 4 humanoid men, 1 dwarf, and 1 woman in robes ascending the mountains. They hold gear similar to the adventurers of the Saren defenders.
Oh yeah, okay.
That was a painting called Reclamation.
What's the one that I was thinking of? The one with the...
The one you were thinking of is the one that helped lead you to the location of that area. And it was one that the grandfather who had the trident hired somebody to paint and tried to pass it off as his own. And you guys went to track down where the original artist was done at, so that you could find the spot where it was painted, because the painting kind of had a clue in the mountains. You were looking for a mountain formation.
And was it the ability to tell the future that we learned the first time we met Marlowe?
Well, Reclamation. You found Reclamation inside the Temple of Yansi Bin. And
right,
it shows you
met...
ascending the mountain to the Temple of Yansi Bin. So it had to be in the future. It wasn't painted after the fact.
No, but what I mean to say is, when we met Marlowe the first time, we all got the sense that he had a special ability. Was it the same one that we know about now, the ability to tell the future, or was it a different one?
No. In fact, he wasn't even painting at the time. Yet the painting had his signature as Lord Marlowe Heath Delantry.
So maybe we just got our wires crossed, thinking, because we didn't know about his grandfather at the time. Maybe.
No, we knew about his grandfather, because didn't we find the grandfather's body?
Yes.
Somewhere. Yeah. And I don't remember.
The grandfather was deceased. The grandfather had died.
Yeah.
Right.
The grandfather had deceased, but he took credit for somebody else's painting, or did somebody else take credit for his painting? I can't remember.
No, he hired somebody to paint something for him so that he could take the credit for it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why I keep thinking that we thought at the time that this could be some sort of... I'm probably just misremembering, but I thought that his grandfather was potentially like reincarnated as Marlowe as a child or something.
Well, yes, that was a possible thought you had. Although, and the Delantrys will tell you should really talk to the Duerans, or members of the Dragon Slayers of Velspar. Yes, they have some other theories about Marlowe. So, but anyway, you're free to
All right,
look
yeah,
through
so
those
which painting
paintings.
was the Of Tears and Wounds? I guess that's the one that caused the issue.
No, he doesn't know exactly what. Well, the issue was he did not want to release something that could show that he had a foresight.
That's definitely a battle happening on the West Bridge, I'm guessing, because it's yellow and blue, and that's Imdale colors.
Are you?
Yeah,
Are there
it's-
pictures that I'm not seeing?
No, I'm just reading the
Are
site.
you
So
reading the paintings?
Oh,
Of Tears
Okay.
and Wounds, large painting depicting an army in red advancing over a bridge toward a opposing army of yellow and blue. So yellow and blue is Imdale, and the bridge, obviously the West Bridge, leading to Imdale.
oh, right. Okay.
I think. But again, I
Oh.
don't know what. So we don't know what painting she. The Laughing Man. Read the Laughing Man too. Who's that sound like?
Ugh.
Right. So yeah, I'm going to interesting. So why would? All right. So she wanted to bring these paintings to light. Somebody didn't want that to happen.
Well, they didn't want it to happen.
Well, he was okay with it if they backdated him, which I understand.
I don't know if I'd be okay with letting my 6-year-old son take the credit for such a grotesque.
Yeah, fair point, right?
Scene.
Fair point.
Whether it was foresight or not.
Yeah, and you guys don't have to be a genius to basically look at the art and go, man, ain't no 6-year-old I know can paint like this.
Right. Could
And
we?
Are
I
the
wanna talk
paintings
to
like,
Sid.
I forget, are they really well done?
Oh,
or
yeah.
Are they just
Look at the
Okay.
the values. Some
The
have yet
skill
to be
is-
some have yet to be like priced, but some of the other values are like several hundred gold pieces.
Yeah, 2,000
Has-
GP for
has
He's
Reformation.
also-
anybody ever witnessed him painting?
Oh yeah,
Like,
they see him do it all the
with-
time.
So they watch him physically paint these things.
Yes.
It's not like he could have some sort of unknown magic that
No.
creates them.
You start as his very first one, Escape. You can see he gets better as he goes along, but it progresses very quickly. And it's also different mediums, anywhere from surrealism to abstract expressionism. He gets into realism later as he starts, the first ones are more abstract and surreal, but he does his first realism with Change of Things. And that's in 1027. That was 2 years ago.
All right, so we've seen that. I don't think we're going to gain anything of interest from these other than just, they're kind of grotesque. Do we have any of the Delantries here with us?
Yeah, they're here.
So I asked him, would you mind if I talk to your son?
Sure. Marlowe. Yes, Papa. It's like, this man would like to talk to you. Would that be okay? Okay, Papa.
I asked him, are you comfortable talking here? Is this a good place to talk?
Sure. It's my room.
Well, let's just sit down and chat for a minute. We're going to lose our telepathic connection here. I'm going to cast Rory's on him
Okay.
and speak to him telepathy.
Okay.
Are you okay communicating like this?
Sure. But he
kinda think-
says sure. He doesn't quite.
Yeah, just kind of think what you want me to hear, and I'll hear it. So just think yes for me.
Okay. But he says okay. You notice he doesn't make eye contact very well.
Yeah, I want to know if there's anything else in here with him. It's kind of what I'm hoping for. So yeah, just ask him. So where do you get the ideas for your paintings? So that with through the link.
Just, they're just ideas in my head. And
Do
it's
they come to you in dreams?
Sometimes they're just like thoughts. Like, it's like something you saw yesterday. you know, and you can just draw it.
So when they come to you in thoughts, is it like somebody talking to you, or do
No,
they come to you like in pictures, or
no, it's like I just see them, like just pictures. I see some like pictures, and it can be anything. Can I eating breakfast, or you know, I was in the stables, and just had this picture in my head. I don't know where they come from. Like it was already there, maybe. And I just remember it.
so using my telepathic feet, detect surface thoughts. Anything else going on?
Uh, Confusion. Just like, why are you questioning me? Kind of confusion. Like,
Okay, I don't want to delve deeper. All right, have you seen stuff that you haven't painted?
not really. If I like see something that I think is, you know, vivid, vivid. Yeah, and the mom's like, yes, vivid. Yeah, if I see something that's vivid, then I'll paint it because I can see it all. Like
And this
everything.
happened. So this ability came to you after you were kidnapped, right?
I think I kind of always had it. I don't know. And the mom's like, well, I mean, he started showing signs of this talent when he was, let's see, for about 2.5. He started actually drawing, like, which was crazy. And that was, after the kidnapping.
So with telepathy, think about what happened while you were kidnapped for me.
He's like, I can't remember that far. It's like I was just baby.
Okay. Okay. All right. I guess. Okay. I'll stand up and thank him for this time, and didn't really get much for that, but okay.
Yeah, you kind of get the idea. It's like he just these ideas just for whatever reason come into his head, and just like an artist, I mean, it sounds very natural as far as arts. There's an idea, or they see something, and all of a sudden there's this.
Yeah, I get it.
It's like I can see it, so I paint it.
Yeah, I was trying to dig. There's like another force at work here, but all right. Yeah,
no, it doesn't sound like there's anything whispering in his ear or guiding his hand per se.
All right, cool. All right.
I was gonna ask something along the same lines as that is, am I aware, or is Bran aware of any magic that could passively influence someone like this without them knowing, or am I aware of any type of magic like that?
Give me an Arcana check.
Gladly.
So they will also point out the sad.
Yeah, if he voices that, I would like to check as well, and I'm going to do it feeling lucky.
So they're going to point to the painting of the sad and ask you what you think.
25, yeah. Right.
You're both
25.
You're both aware that there is understandings of magic that can push thoughts and ideas, suggestions, or even images or illusions. But this seems not traditional to those types of magics. So to say that magic is at work on him through that force is a little remote. It would have to be something that you really don't understand, and both of you feel like at your experience level you've got a pretty good grasp on magic. This is not something that would have simply been done with a magic spell or under the influence or something like that.
Didn't we just learn about somebody being really good at illusions?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Didn't we just recently learn? Was it even Tarina Longleaf herself? Somebody we recently talked about was good at illusions, weren't they?
I don't know.
I don't remember that.
Was it not Lady Tarina?
No, she's not a caster.
So just looking at the boy, is he wearing any jewelry?
No, it's actually pretty simply clothed.
It's a good thought. I want to look more closely at one of the paintings in particular,
Okay, which one?
and I want to look at Broken Dimensions and Promises, and I want to know if the crystals depicted there look like the crystal tree of the where the silver dragon was buried, and if so, do I recognize the forested, but the river or coastline and the forest? Do I recognize
No,
that
does
as anything?
not look like the tree, not at all. This object is very large, singular, crystal-like shard, if you will. Um, there seems to be some sort of breaking of this shard, and the white and blue kind of crystal seems to send out a wave of energy from the middle. This shard would be, just kind of judging at the dimensions in the painting, probably 100 feet tall.
The size of, say, a silver dragon?
I mean, the dragon's 100 feet tall.
Because there is a dragon named Shard.
Oh, yeah.
Not to read too much into it, but
So when did he paint the sad? That sounds like what happened in Velspar.
No, it's actually thought, they think it's the death of Countess Eleanor de Vestil.
Oh, okay, Devastator. All right, yeah, I saw that down. Sorry.
And he's like, that was a year before she died.
Interesting.
holy crap. He painted a painting 3 years ago that depicted the Yellow Death?
Which one are you looking at?
Tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
Thought to be the Yellow Death pandemic. Also, we have thought to depict the Eye of Sorrow festival happening in 1029. Sorrowful. Has that happened yet? Eye of Sorrow
Yeah.
festival?
Yep.
Yeah, yep.
Did any of us attend that? I don't think I did.
No, but you've heard of it. Actually, that is
Not us, but yes.
All right.
So anyway, with that, that is where we are going to leave off. As you guys
Yeah.
have discovered pretty much all the clues here. The only thing left is really for you guys to absorb the paintings, which anyone watching the stream can do. So this has been a little bit longer. I hope that was okay. But I appreciate
Right.
everybody being here with us. And of course, your notes should be very interesting, and clues, as well as any of the, well, if there's any dragon slayers who are in the valley that can actually answer some questions. Or when they get back, they may be able to answer some questions. But until then,
Yeah.
we will have to pick this up on the next Time of Trouble.
Next time of trouble.
And
Dun,
thank
dun,
you,
dun.
everybody, for being with us. Bye-bye.
Cool.
See ya.